According to this report right here, breaking news, emergency live stream, 8 p.m. Eastern stream. Kyren Williams will be the team's punt returner in 2024. Now, I mean, we got to digest this. Of course, there's pros and cons to this kind of thing. You know, it depends on your scoring. It depends on if you get return touchdowns. Maybe you don't get return yards, but you get return touchdowns. There's a lot of things to talk about here. Backing him up because he'll take a little bit more of a beating, but this is hard to digest. I'm not going to sit here and say this is what I want, but it doesn't change how good he's going to be in 2024. He's going to be electric. This doesn't mean it sticks. There's a lot to talk about here. Jamar Chase ready for week 1. Will Aiyuk be playing week 1? Jacob season in full effect. Scott Hansen recap. Scott Hansen was on the show. That was fantastic. The Fantasy Football Show emergency breaking news edition. It all starts right now. File on in.
Hey, Smitty, it's your boy Scott Hansen from NFL Red Zone, and 17 weeks of commercial-free fantasy football start now.
Let's go, mashed potatoes!
Yeah, buddy.
Wow.
I've never seen you wide shot there, my dude. That's impressive.
Yeah, this is
a poster with Roselle on it and Bill Parcells behind me.
Yeah,
you know, it's not my office, but you got to hook up there.
Yeah, this is where it's done.
Call into the show.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
From the FantasyFootballShow.com news desk, here is your breaking news.
Let me first start off by saying this. Anybody that says, oh, this is bad for Kyren, Corum to the moon, you don't own Kyren. You only own Corum. You have an agenda. You're hoping something bad happens to Kyren. You've been wishing upon an injury star for a long time now. So for everybody reading the commentary right now, the Twitter sphere comment section, understand that everyone speaking has an agenda. The Kyren Williams supporter has an agenda. I have an agenda. I admit, bias will creep into what I'm about to say even, but I think I speak with the most, clarity that you can, because I do bring, adjust, and adapt to the table all the time. I'm not worried. I'm not running away from Kyren Williams. If anything, I'm wondering, does somebody maybe not take him now 1 or 2 more spots into a draft and now I can get him a little bit later? I'm not running away from Kyren Williams because they might experiment with him returning punts this year. Not to mention with the new field position, who knows how many punts people even partake in. So let's see what happens. But to sit here and act like, oh, Corum to the moon now, you're just waiting. You're waiting. You're preying on this situation. You're hoping that he gets injured. And that's your only move. That's your only move. That's all you ever say. Kyren's going to the moon. Stop this whole nonsense of this takes down his value. We've told you over and over. If Corum goes in there and is a top 10 running back for 4 starts this year, 3 starts, and you come in and say, told you, Smitty. No, we told you. We tell you. Because this is the best cuff in fantasy football. And if you own the duo, you're golden. We tell you, you get us coffees. The Fantasy Football Show, Kyren Williams, I would say almost theme song right here, begins now.
He's Kyren. He's 7 feet tall, and he knows how to handle a ball. He's Kyren, he can take frowns and turn them upside down with his touchdowns.
Imagine just, thinking that this decreases his value. Phone line's not open yet. The phone lines aren't open yet. I'm sorry. I hit that button on accident when I did hit it. Kyren Williams, we'll find out more information. Who the hell knows what this really means? Who the hell knows what's being taken out of context? What might be attempted? What might be tried in a rotational fashion? Who the hell knows? We don't know. This is something they want to explore. I'm fine with it. I have Corum everywhere. If I draft Kyren, I have Corum. And if I draft Corum, I don't necessarily have Kyren in every case. I'll always draft Corum. I am a standalone Corum consumer, as every one of you should be. Not just because if per start he's a top 10 running back and you get to explore that. If it happens, Kyren does run aggressively. But this is also a way to get into a trade with Kyren. Hey, I've got Corum. Ha ha. Send me Kyren, or you're not gonna have a wink of good sleep for the rest of the season, because you're gonna be staring at me constantly going, I'm not trading him to you. I'm not double stamping your triple stamp. I won't do it. Instead, you send me Kyren. There's all kinds of reasons why you want to go get Blake Corum. But the ridiculous doubting Donnies that are gonna come for Kyren right now in comment sections, let them do it. Who gives a crap? Anybody that says this is a fork in Kyren's value, they don't know ball. Like, don't let it affect you. It's take away their Bijan card.
Your Bijan card has been revoked.
It's wild to me, the DMs I'm getting already. Kyren Williams, more to come on that, I'm sure. But anybody that thinks that puts a fork in him doesn't know football. It's fine. Don't let it bother you. Jamar Chase is expected to play in the team season opener. Head coach Zach Taylor said Tuesday. There was some concern about this. I don't really know, what people were expecting at this point. I feel like at this point, if you think that Jamar Chase is in jeopardy, was in jeopardy of playing, I don't know. I have a bridge to sell you. I guess we're so many days away. I didn't think it was a possibility that he wouldn't play. I would say that if Aiyuk gets signed 4 days from now, we're in a maybe dangerous territory of potentially not seeing him suit up, etc. Like, this is the kind of thing that you got to be careful of later on. Right now, we're fine. Right now, everybody's signed, everybody's there. It's happening. Like, they're playing week 1. But this is good news if anybody was wondering or they're hearing chatter about it. This right here is very interesting information, guys. There's such a great amount of correlation to different players with this post right here. We have made several moves. Cardinals have dropped some players. One, Michael Carter, who was shopped in recent days, according to reports. This guy was showing up and showing out, and potentially grabbing the number 2 running back role. A lot of negative Nancy's. Trey Benson looks bad. Trey Benson's the future. Trey Benson's the lead star running back of the Arizona Cardinals 1 year from today. And he'll eventually grab the reins at some point during the season and become the number 1. Because James Conner. Ziggy, how old is James Conner?
James Conner is 29 years old and was born on May 5th, 1995.
Just turned 29. 29 years old, James Conner is going to get injured. He always does. I don't think he's ever had a healthy season. Runs really hard. We love James Conner. Aggressive, grit. I love the duo. But this has so many implications for one of the bigger breakout candidates in fantasy football 2024. Is it Marsman?
He's on a shuttle to Mars.
Is it Moonman?
The Moon Man. Dropping loads in outer space.
Where's Benson?
He's on a shuttle to Mars.
I removed Benson? Oh, hell no.
The Moon Man. Dropping loads in outer space.
Did I accidentally click his name? Why is Benson not showing up?
Space Monsters.
Bueller? I don't know what. I deleted something at some point. How the hell did that happen? That's always a shocker when you wake up in the morning and Benson isn't showing up on your Mars man. I'm almost positive he was on the Mars. I know what I did when I was moving him and I took him off. I never put him back on the Moon Man list when I moved him. Let's see here. Let's put him on here. I mean, we gotta make sure he's locked in before the season starts, because once the season starts, I can't add anything. I can't change anything. It is what it is. You know, you can't go back and try and triple stamp, double stamps later, as I was just saying. Benson, where are you, young man? Where's my Benson graphic when I need it? Benson to the mother freaking moon. I'll have to find, I don't know where. I deleted it. Somehow I deleted it from the screen. All right. Mid-season monsters. Yeah, I mean, we definitely were going to have him on here, but we gotta put him back on over on this. He's for sure going to stay on the mid-season monsters as well. Where's my James Conner Here we go. Benson, Connor, Benson, and here we go. That should be, where'd he go? There he is. Okay, so let's put that on the Moon Man list. I don't know where we're going to fit him.
The Moon Man, dropping loads in
I was
outer
wondering
space.
why there was an extra space here. When I was moving everybody over, I'm like, this feels like it's oddly spaced, and I felt like Devontae Smith needed to be made a little bit bigger in order to fit him. Okay, so let's move him here. Ridley, it was feeling a little out of place. Thank God we checked. So Benson's going to the moon. I don't know when. This news doesn't mean he's starting or anything like that. It's obviously Connor's job to lose in the beginning of the season. But let's put Benson right here, ladies and gentlemen. Benson, you're sitting right here, young man. I'll make it all pretty later. I think this is the problem. I said I was going to fix it later, and I didn't last time. Connor, go back into your spot, young man. And then Benson, here's your... Okay, we'll make it pretty later. There we go. Moon Man fixed, corrected. I'm sorry about that. That's on me. Benson's a Moon Man extraordinaire. Okay, there we go. Back to the news. I just couldn't leave that because then I would forget to do it later. Huge ramifications here. Huge ramifications. Benson, let me just say this. Benson and Connor together is important. It's on here, it even further explained on here over and over and over all offseason long. If anybody doesn't understand, I've been saying this from the beginning of time. Benson, Connor, Connor, Benson, Benson, Connor, Connor, Benson, Corum and Kyren, HM, Mostert, and Wright, all on the same team. HM, Mostert, Wright, all on the same team. Don't look at me like that. Don't dare look at me like that and say something like, Smitty, you can't hold 3 guys for one roster spot. Yes, you can. But I've never seen anything like that. People don't do that. No one's ever seen the Dolphins running game before. If you're not thinking with ingenuity, if you're not thinking with an outside the box mentality, especially with an offense we've never seen before, I don't know how to help you. These are the best 4 out there. And now we've got this situation we're coming back to. My cuff board is the absolute most glorious cuff board you'll ever find in fantasy football. And these top 5 have been sitting here unchanged. Maybe I moved CMC from 3 to 5 because we're waiting on the Garendo, Mason, Mitchell cuffing, qualifications. But this has been it. You draft Hall and Allen, you are locked in. You draft Kyren and Corum, you are locked in. You draft Benson and Connor, you are locked in. You draft McCaffrey, it's okay. Just cuff them to Garendo and Mason. You need both of them now. And I could find the Garendo piece. We need to add the Garendo comment on to this because you need both of them. Where's my Garendo? It's right here. Garendo. There it is. We need Garendo, Mason, and McCaffrey. You just need them all. You need all 3. If you're going to say, Smitty, I don't have room for all 3 on my roster, Smitty, then you shouldn't have drafted CMC. Injured. You shouldn't have drafted CMC. Injured. You're now out of luck. You're now in trouble if Mason or Garendo gets in there and you've got CMC. You're going to be losing sleep at night. You have to roster both. Maybe you can taxi squad Garendo. I can't control that. You got to make those decisions for yourself. But Kyren, Corum, the Miami Dolphin running backs, Allen and Hall, Benson and Connor, and McCaffrey and the boys. The most important cuffing situations, period. In all of fantasy football. Everything else you could throw out the window if you wanted. Look, Lloyd got injured. Doesn't really matter. Shipley, I don't know if he's going to be the backup. Irving, who cares? Spears is standalone. I don't even draft Pollard. I draft just Spears. Vidal, we don't even know if Vidal's going to be the guy, let alone we don't draft any Charger running backs. Warren and Harris, standalone value each. Moss, I like Moss and Brown maybe. That's about the only one I really feel like we could maybe move up. Sharps, Walker, smash it. Algier, Bijan, smash it. But those are not must-haves. If I have Walker, I'm not losing sleep not having Charbonnet. I like it. If I've got Bijan, I don't really care. I'll take Algier. I want Algier. But I don't lose a wink of sleep over not having Algier. These are different. These situations are different. This situation that we've been waiting for, where there's clarity around the Benson part of it, is glory. This is glory. Benson to the moon.
The Moon Man, dropping loads in
Benson
outer
to the moon.
space.
Benson to the mother flipping moon. We're almost done with the news, and I'm coming for the super chats. I see the super chats in here. We got 561 of you in here. YouTube's popping. YouTube's popping. We're doing it live. This is the new usual. 550 in the building. Only 92 thumbs up. Wipe your feet on the way in the door. But 560, we're going to the promised land. I work for you. I work for you. I work
Let
for
him
you.
cook.
We go live with news breaks. I work for you, and Benson works for you as well. This is going back to the cup board. Mitchell placed on IR, season-ending IR. Mitchell's out of the equation. He can't stay healthy. Now we have clarity because Shanahan loved this kid. We talked about this even weeks ago when everyone's like, Mason, he's got the number 2 job. He did, but we didn't know. You can't be certain. Mitchell he loves him. Kyle loves Mitchell. Mitchell's gone. Now it's Mason and Garendo. We have clarity. We now can say with the absolute certainty, you own Mason and Garendo, whose face is sitting right there. You have absolute glory locked down. You take CMC at 1 overall, not as big of a concern now because you can lock down the combo. Already took CMC, don't have the 2 running backs. You are going to lose a little bit of sleep until you secure it up. But this is clarity. Clarity. Cuff board gets clarity. Let's put that over there. More clarity. AJ Dillon, season-ending IR. I haven't seen so many kind of middle shelf season IR moves before in an offseason come in one day in my life. My phone's been going like this. I got Scott Hansen on the show today. John Ortiz, amazing actor. I've talked about him a lot on this show. He has the new show, Bad Monkey, on Apple TV. Go watch the interview, the same Scott Hansen show. After Scott Hansen gets off the interview, John Ortiz jumps right on. One of my favorite actors. He loves fantasy football. He reached out to me a while ago, I don't know, 2-3 years ago, and got fantasy advice. I'm like, John, I love you, pal. I love your movies. I loved you in Miami Vice. He's Jose Hierro, you know. Get a movie, go to a movie, catch a movie, grab a bite. That guy, I'm a disco guy. He's a phenomenal actor. Love him. Came on the show. He's always a phenomenal guest. I think he's going to be a staple at least once a year, maybe more. But we get on and we start talking about all this stuff. He has questions. We talk about Bijan. It was a good time. Go watch the show. Scott Hansen came on. You saw this.
Hey, Smitty, it's your boy Scott Hansen from NFL Red Zone, and 17 weeks of commercial-free fantasy football start now. I've never seen you wide shot there, my dude. That's
So that was a phenomenal show. You missed that. Go watch it. What are you even doing? You watch. We have 600 people in the building. I work for you. I work for
Let
you.
him cook.
AJ Dillon being on IR. What's it mean, Smitty? What's it mean, Smitty? What's it mean, Smitty? I'll tell you what it means. It means that Josh Jacobs, who is on the Moon Man list, I believe.
The Moon Men. Dropping loads
No, Mars
in
Men?
outer space.
I'm confused.
To Mars.
There he is.
Man.
I don't even know where anybody is anymore. Mars Man extraordinaire.
Dropping and spinning aimlessly in space.
Jacobs is going to take fantasy football by storm. You can sit back and watch it. You can double down Donnie on your bad take. You can be a worried William or a petrified Peter, an anxious Angus, and say, I just don't know. This guy going to IR, not celebrating injury, but clarity. Clarity. The rookie's already injured. Lloyd's injured. AJ Dillon is injured. And Jacobs is already being talked about as being the every down back. He's going to catch passes. He's going to get so much volume. They need somebody else to spell him. I don't even like that there's nobody spelling him. We might see this guy enter the equation soon. This guy, Frank Gore Jr. So let me put that aside real quick. Address this. My super chats, I'm coming for you. You know what? You know the deal. $20 haulers get immediate attention. Mark Cleveland coming in with a 50 wad. Greatest show, Smitty. DM about the draft at 7 tomorrow. Okay, thank you, Mark. Appreciate you. Mark Cleveland with a $50 hauler.
Give me $50 holler. Get better.
Mark Cleveland with a $50 wad on screen. Let me fix my alerts so that the super chats alert me when they're getting dropped. But Mark Cleveland, appreciate that. $20 haulers will get immediate attention. Mark Cleveland to the mother flipping moon. All right, so anyway, I'll get back to the A.J. Dillon piece. Let me first say Frank Gore Jr. has been let go of his duties in Buffalo. Clarity. Boy, are we getting lots of clarity right now. You know who might be a 11th hour moon man? Davis. This rookie running back over in Buffalo might become a moon man extraordinaire now. And I think as much as I loved Frank Gore, this is a potential situation in Buffalo where I truly think that Ray Davis eventually claims, I don't want to say he takes the job outright from James Cook, but if James Cook can't hold on to the football in conjunction with getting banged up, in conjunction with them trying to utilize multiple running backs like they have so many times in Buffalo, this is a situation where by de facto handing the job over to Davis on occasion, and then Cook goes out and gets banged up, and Ray Davis comes in and becomes Ray Davis. Ray Davis comes in and becomes a potential rags to riches. Dare I say, Ray Davis might have a little bit. You smell that? It smells like a sleeper. It smells like maybe a potential big-time week 1, week 2, week 3, you pick him up, win your league. Maybe this is the Puka Kyren potential player that will enter week number 2 waiver wire claims as the best pickup of the year. I'm not saying it's going to be Ray. I'm just saying it feels like it is a very strong possibility Ray Davis becomes that guy. It's hard to project who the guy's going to be. Like we think right now, there's no Puka in this year's waiver wire pool. I know I would have seen him in the pool. Puka Nacua picked up, biggest waiver wire grab in week number 1. Kyren, biggest waiver wire grab in week number 1. They were free agents on so many levels. There is somebody sleeping in the waiver wire right now. And I always recommend trading for extra fab, so you can control the waiver market. Travis in our league, him and I did a trade where I gave him $100 out of my $100 fab to get a deal done where I acquired Bijan in the Marsman League. And he got 100 extra fab dollars, which is an understated move because he controls the fab market. He has $200 out of $100 now to control the fab market. If a Ray Davis player sitting there, he will be able to grab them. I think that okay. So back real quickly. I'm jumping back and forth. I know it. I'm sorry. Where's my Frank Gore Jr. Okay, so Frank Gore Jr. This clarity. Ray Davis is now my sleeping dark horse, sleeping giant, starting running back for the Buffalo Bills by midseason, and he might crack the Moon Man list. I don't know how I'm going to fit him on. I might have to put the midseason monster list in some sort of hierarchy so that it means something. Ray Davis has been sitting here with Frank Gore. I have to take Frank Gore Jr. off of this combo now because no longer applies, so I'll move that out. Frank Gore no longer applies to the combo, but Davis is sitting here on the midseason monster list, and I feel like he's one of the best values on this entire board because he doesn't have starter vibes whatsoever right now. So now you have, and I gotta make this Garendo instead of Mitchell, so I gotta move this out of here and change that. I'll fix it all up. I'll doctor it all up. But if I'm able to put Davis in some sort of hierarchy, I may not have to mess with the Moon Man list, but I want to make a claim. And my claim really has been made already. My flag has been planted that Davis is going to potentially win some leagues later. Maybe not. It's a stab. It's my Victor Cruz of many years ago, which was the biggest bold prediction I had ever made in the history of my fantasy football career when no one knew who Victor Cruz was. People talk about it on the content side at the Fantasy Football Show all the time. They say, who's the Victor Cruz? Who's the Victor? Whoa.
Live from the Fantasy Football Show.
I'm sorry. Wrong button. over on the content side of my channel. Here's the content, thefantasyfootballshow.com. But Victor Cruz, Tank Dell. When are we getting the next Tank Dell? When are we getting the next Victor Cruz? I'm telling you right now, midseason monster feels like it could very well be a Ray Davis experiment, a Ben Sinnott experiment. There's so much value here. Jalen Warren's a bigger name, but he could take over. I don't know that Javon Baker is going to have any shot. We could potentially remove him to make the list more valuable because I don't like having a crowded list if at all possible. Okay, so Frank Gore, we've covered that. 743 of you in the building now. Hit the thumb up button. I work for you. I work for all 743 of you. I work for you.
Mashed potatoes.
I work for
Let
you.
him cook.
So anyway, there we go. Ray Davis, you got my speech. Jacobs. Jacobs is going to the moon, people. He's going to the moon. They're going to use him on all downs. This is not going to be a committee. I don't know who's running that garbage out there in the fantasy community, creating content around this guy. He looks spent. He's going to have carries taken away from him. He doesn't. There's nobody. And I brought Frank Gore Jr. up because I thought maybe, and it's a possibility, maybe Frank Gore Jr. potentially lands in Green Bay. There are a few teams that would be good fits for Frank Gore Jr., like, example, Houston, because I think Mixon will fail. Mixon's about to hit the bus prediction board, the Planet Uranus list. He might be king of Planet Uranus. I'm not going near Joe Mixon this year, and I think there's a real shot if a team does acquire Frank Gore Jr., and I want Frank Gore Jr. to get drafted by the Houston Texans. If Frank Gore Jr. goes to Houston, or he goes to maybe, we said it earlier, there's a few spots that make sense. The Saints make a lot of sense because there's ambiguity around the backup running back there. They just have Kamara right now, Taysom Hill, Kendre Miller's an absolute nothing burger. And then you've got other situations. Green Bay, I said earlier on the show, if you remember, I said because of the injury to the rookie, maybe they bring him in to compete with Dillon. Now Dillon's out, so it makes sense that Frank Gore Jr. might get the call. You've got a few other situations that make some sense here. Indianapolis could use somebody like that to back up JT. That makes a lot of sense. I don't know. KC, maybe. And there's another dark horse, maybe midseason monster that enters the equation here. And I'll bring that up in a second if I can pull it up on the screen. There's this. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can pull up the graphic. There's Frank Gore Jr. Where's my other graphic? I'll find it. Just hang tight. There's so much value in a Frank Gore Jr. in one of these situations, but he needs to land there in order to be someone that you can count on. Okay, so hold on. Let me go over. So Jacobs to the moon, absolute clarity given with this news, and especially with the backup being banged up. Aiyuk, I talked with Scott Hansen about this. There have been several reports today that there's maybe some worries that Aiyuk will be even able to play week one, even if they work out a contract. We'll find out more on that information. Again, the Jamar Chase being able to suit up for week one, Aiyuk being able to suit up for week one. I think if it was today, it wouldn't be a question. But now we're talking about something different. We're talking about something that's very concerning at this point. And there's a real good shot that the Niners start exploring trade opportunities now so they can move on. They're sniffing at the door. They're knocking on the door of week number one. They can't keep messing around with this. And if they're miles apart, if this CeeDee Lamb contract extension puts this situation even more miles apart than already were in between the two parties, then they have to make a move. Crap or get off the pot. There's no waiting into the season. Although Scott did say this on the show today. I don't know if you guys caught the entire interview with Scott Hansen, but he did say this on the show, and it's important to keep this in mind. This was on Brandon Aiyuk.
But what do you think ends up happening here? Did the CeeDee Lamb contract extension affect this situation?
Yeah, I don't think it helped the situation. Let me put it that way, because the market is going up, and Brandon Aiyuk is going to want to be paid along those lines. I don't think the Niners. I agree that nobody knows nothing, and here's why. Human nature is to wait and to do something that might be a little painful until the last possible second. And we are not at the beginning of the regular season yet. And quite frankly, this could go a week or two into the regular season. Last year at this time, one of the greatest players at his position, Chris Jones, was holding out, the defensive lineman for the Kansas City Chiefs. He didn't play in week one, didn't play in the season kickoff game. And there was bad blood and these type of things. And I'm sure there were some tweets loaded up that were, strongly worded or memes or whatever. They got to a painful point. Chiefs lost that first game. Jones would have probably made a difference in that game. And lo and behold, when it got down to it, they got something done. So people do not do something that involves a little bit of pain until the last possible minute. And I think John Lynch and the Niners and Brandon Aiyuk, they're not going to figure it out until probably the week of week one, and it might take them longer than that.
Longer than that. And then he went on to say that there's potentially maybe it makes more sense. And this is Scott Hansen's take, and Scott Hansen's very dialed in, so I respect his take very much. The most connected person that we could put on the show right now. No, everybody else is these Mickey Mouse content creators around this situation just throwing mud at the wall. I've got a source is telling me that Aiyuk's in the final stages of his guaranteed money. Say, you don't know anything. You don't know anything. Stop acting like you got a source, according to a trust me bro source. You don't have nothing. Because Scott Hansen doesn't know. Ian Rappaport right here says that he had a chance to press the button several times on a trade tweet that he cooked up and had ready to go, a contract extension tweet, and he couldn't press the button on any of these scenarios where he almost was about to be told, hey, hit the button, it's a go. And then at the end of this interview he did on Good Morning Football, Rappaport says nobody knows anything. Nobody. And that's what Scott Hansen just told you as well. Two people that work for the NFL Network have told you no one knows anything. And if you know anything at all, you know that the Niners have a tight ship. Okay? They're not going to leak anything anyway. You're not going to hear it. So we have no clue. Stop going out there saying, trust me, bro, I've got a source. You don't have nothing. You don't have nothing. Because if it was out there, I'd have it before you'd have it, Mickey Mouse. And now you're out there, everyone out there, according to my source. This could go 100 different directions. There could be a trade tomorrow. There could be a trade tonight. We could be going live tonight, or he could get extended. My educated guess is that there's more of a 70% chance he signs an extension in the coming days, at very most a day or two before the season, when the Niners fold a little bit more than they expected to. He folds a little bit, and they all realize we all want to get on the field. Let's just go ahead and both fold equally. 1, 2, 3, go. And they fold. There's a 60, maybe 70% chance that happens. But if they're so far apart that this guy's like, I'm not doing it, then they might execute a trade and say, we don't even care that he's winning because he forced our hand. We need to prepare. And if we don't know if he's there or not, we can't prepare. The Niners are in shambles right now. Trent Williams holding out, wants a contract. Probably not. He's not playing week one. Aiyuk, who knows if he can play week one. In shambles. Christian McCaffrey, calf injury. Injury striking all over. This is very, very bad, and I blame it on the Niners for letting it get out of control. And that's all the news for now. Now we go to the Super Chats. Mark, appreciate you dropping this. Mark, if you want to dial into the show too, I'd be glad to assist you right now live if you would like as well on your situation. Let me hit these Super Chats. We got $20 haulers get immediate attention. This one's from Jay. This one's from Tucker. $50 haulers and above get a drone flight with your name on it that hits the camera practically in the court. So if you drop a $50 hauler, you're getting a drone flight. And $100 haulers, you get to claim videos on this channel. The HN videos got one claimant already that kind of owns that, can call in and say, or message and say, play my video. And it says sponsored by Superfish on the HN video. Okay, so there's one spot left on the HN video. Tucker, $20 hauler, rate my team. I went Bijan, Pacheco, Debo, Mahomes, Olave, and Smith, and Ingram. This is a good team. What could be an offer for Kyren? You want to go get Kyren? I don't blame you. Can you do it with maybe some of this bench talent? Probably not. Are you going to have to give up probably Pacheco to get it done, you would. I don't think you can do any sort of like Olave, Ramondre. Actually, you know what? Try Olave, Ramondre. And if you got to throw in something, maybe they need a quarterback badly. And let's see, you got JD5's your starter. Who's your backup QB? I don't see the backup QB, so I assume JD5's your starter, and that's it. Ford might gain some value if Kyren goes out as a struggle bus week 1, even more easier to go and get something like this done. But Olave and Ramondre for Kyren and something, I bet you even get something back. I would go ahead and attack that 100%. $20 hauler. Thank you, pal, for dropping that super chat.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Second $20 hauler is from Jay. Jay, appreciate you. Can I call in and get a whiteboard for my trade I made? Yeah, as soon as we open the phone lines, Jay, hit me up. I will answer the phones for you, pal. So as soon as I say open the phone lines, open the floodgates, go. I'm Old Greg, says great show. What do you think of my team? Love it. Josh Allen, ETN, Swift. I don't like Swift. I'd probably trade Swift. I like Puka, CD, Kyle Pitts, Eckler, Chubb. I like this team. I just think that there's some opportunity to maybe trade away Swift while his value is high. I think he's going to drop off quite a bit. I don't know what you can do. You can't get rid of ETN because then you'd have no RBs. Jameson Williams, you might be able to gain some value there. I don't know what the CMC owner has. Maybe you can use Mason and Swift for a tiny, tiny upgrade at running back that he's like, I don't have Jacobs, and I don't know what, and you're like, holy crap, he's got Jacobs. Jacobs is Smitty's guy. I'm going to the moon. So something like that I would very much entertain. So Swift, and you might have to add something, Swift and Addison and Mason for one running back. But go to the CMC owner, hold that over his head. Past that, you might have to wait, young man, because Jameson, Addison, they don't have the value, the trade value yet. I don't want you getting rid of those other pieces. So we'll figure it out. This one, Michael, appreciate you. Phone lines aren't open yet, guys. 2 QB and 2 flex. Okay, I got you. Debo, Herbert, Chase, Debo, Dell, Bijan, Kyren, Pitts, Warren, Keon, Ford, Corum, Zeke. I like your team. Any moves? I'd probably say, yeah, I'm first of all, hang on to Keon, hang on to Ford. They're going to gain value. Kyren, love it. You got Corum backing them up. I guess I would say, you know what? No moves here. Let Corum gain value. Let Keon gain value. Let maybe even Lockett gain value. And then Warren. Warren's your big trade piece. Until then, you trading off. I don't want you to trade Bijan, Kyren, Pitts, Dell, Debo, or Chase. So, Herbert and let's say Herbert and Ford. Herbert and Warren for one better quarterback. I'd do that now. Past that, you're waiting for Warren, Keon, and Ford and even Lockett and Zeke to gain some sort of value. Maybe Zeke has a 2 touchdowns, 50-yard game, and you can sell him off. But you have no ability, since I don't want you trading a single player. I don't want you trading any of those players. I'm not making a move whatsoever with that squad. I'm waiting, unless it's that QB upgrade. What about, what's up, RDB? 10-man redraft. Mahomes, Hill, Devontae Smith, Achane, love it. Henry, Ingram, Walker, Dell. Zamir, and maybe trading away. I'm personally trading Henry. Trade Henry and Dell for Marvin Harrison Jr. No, that's not a good trade. That is not a good trade. Henry and Marvin are close enough. You can't throw in Tank Dell. Would I throw in a Zamir White? Maybe. I guess I would consider that. That's about it, bro. I'm not trading. I'm letting this team gain value, and Henry's only gonna probably maintain his value for a while before there's any sort of injury risk or worry. I wouldn't freak out and try and get rid of Henry walking into the season as much as I just be on my toes about trying to take advantage of every opportunity to sell him high that I can, because I think at some point he's going to get injured. At some point he's going to drop off. I can't guarantee it, but he's a 30-year-old running back with an offensive line that used to be one of the best in the National Football League. And while it's better than Tennessee's line was last year, it is definitely a bottom 10 offensive line in the National Football League. And I don't want Henry shares right now. I don't hate them. I'm certainly not going to sell low. I'd rather, weather through the injuries in hopes that he misses just 4 games in the middle of the year and comes back and has a pretty complete season, maybe, and trips into the end zone 14 times. But I don't think he's going to be like a 1,300, 1,200, 1,100 yard running back. I think he'll be hard pressed to get 1,000 yards rushing. And we're only banking on the touchdown production, I think, at some point. So, Adam with a $5, finally able to catch a show live. Thoughts on this trade receive? I get Ben Sinnott and a 25 first for Cooper Kupp and Zamir White. I don't hate this trade. If you're in rebuild mode, I would take the first rounder and Ben Sinnott because I love Ben Sinnott and Cooper Kupp's on his last leg. But if you are in win tons of money mode, now mode, I really do hold on to Kupp with a smile and go win cash money and win first place in my league. So if you're in rebuild mode and you're honest with yourself, you look in the mirror and you say, my team isn't going to win, then it's a good move. First rounder and Ben Sinnott, very solid. $10 hauler gets a moonshot. Appreciate you, my guy, dropping the 10 wad. 776 of you in the building. 217 thumbs up. Punch the thumb up button. 10-man Shark League. Okay, so tough league. 1 QB. Achane, AR5, Jacobs, Brooks, Brian Robinson Jr., Dowdle, Trey Dowdle, MHJ, CD, Reed, Nico. This ain't a Shark League. You can't trick me. You can't trick me. I've been doing this too long. Okay, CD and MHJ and Nico are your wide receivers. You still got a Dunze, you still got Reed, you still got those guys. Trade Brian Robinson Jr. and one of those bench wide receivers not named MHJ, CD, or Nico. Trade Reed, trade a Dunze, trade B-Rob. Try and upgrade your running back 3 or your I'd probably do that. Or you could even maybe throw in those guys to try and upgrade AR5, who I love, but you get a Mahomes, a Josh Allen, or a Jalen Hurts instead of AR5, I'm smashing the hell out of that. But not much to even do there. I like the squad, my broski. That's a really good team. $10 hauler coming in from J-Max. J-Max, appreciate you dropping the wad on screen, pal. This one's from that boy. That boy says, trade Chase Brown to get right to cuff to Achane. A little too much. Ask for something back. I like where your head's at. I am going down that road, but I certainly think that you're going to be taking a big bath on that trade because they're rounds apart. And I know you drafted Chase Brown ahead of him. That's why you missed on Wright, but I would say you deserve to get something in that exchange. Calvin Krim with a $5 hauler. Smitty, this tells me that perhaps we need to bump up kick returners values this year because special teams TDs might come into play. It depends on your league, though. You say that if you get 6 points for a return touchdown in your league, some leagues, Kyren will score a return touchdown and they'll get 0 points in the stat column. So it's not always the case that a league includes that. So that's why we can't really in general bump it up because I would say not even 50% of leagues have that. $10 super chat from Superfish. Appreciate you dropping the 10 watt on screen. Superfish is a legend here on the channel. Kirkwood dropping a $20 hauler. I'm coming right for you. Scott Hansen is always high energy. He loves football. Love the interview you got with the drone going. Also, our crew one Patreon league still has 3 open spots, and the clock is ticking. Folks, check your DMs. Thank you, Superfish, and I'll be inviting people into that league if we can't fill the spots. So we'll be filling it. Don't worry. Kirkwood, $20 hauler. Forgive the deep bench. Just looking to make the playoffs. AR5, Kyren cuffed, Gibbs, McLaurin, CD, Tank, McBride, and Walker, Ridley, bench. Allen, Shakir, Sinnott, Fields. I love this team. The only thing I'd even consider is trading Ridley, Walker, and McLaurin in some sort of 2 of those guys for 1 player. But the problem is Walker's not, well, maybe he is valuable enough. You could explore it. Like Ridley and Walker for like a top 15 overall player, it should be easily doable because Walker in a lot of circles is borderline late second round value. So McLaurin or Ridley, they may need to gain a little bit of value to get really what you want. So don't be afraid to hold. But that's the only move to make here, or trade to upgrade AR5 into a Mahomes, Josh Allen, or Jalen Hurts. I tend to think Mahomes and Josh Allen are slightly higher. I like all 3. All 3 can win leagues. Not that AR5 can't, but I would trade maybe a McLaurin or Ridley to get, I don't think I'd trade Walker necessarily, but McLaurin or Ridley to upgrade my AR5 into Mahomes. I think Mahomes is that valuable this year. I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it live. Thank you for the $20 hauler, my broski. You are the man.
Alert. Super chat alert.
$20 holler. Bros Pros with a 10 wad. This Kyren news slightly concerns me injury-wise. However, these new kickoff rules should be far more safer for most players, though I think Corum should be doing this instead. Kyren to Saturn. It's going to scare off people, but most of the noise and negative, oh yeah, Corum to the moon because of this. They're people that don't have Kyren. They're clinging on to anything they can. Full PPR, have Flowers for Spears and Coleman. I would take Coleman and Spears pretty easily. I think I could see people wanting to argue that. I do. I could understand it, but I'm going to take Coleman and Spears. Thomas with a $5 holler. Yahoo says I'm 2-11. Let me know. 10-man league. PPR. Picks are A.J. Brown, Garrett Wilson, London. That's 3 really good receivers. Achane, Waddle, McBride, Najee, Kyler, Moss. It's a good squad. You got Dingleberry at running back instead of Singleberry. I like the team, but yeah, I would love to see you get in another RB. So A.J. Brown, Garrett Wilson, London, and then you have Waddle. You know, I think Najee and Waddle is the easy answer here. You're going and getting a top 5, 6, 7 running back. You know, go as high as you can. Would I trade Waddle for Jacob straight up? Yeah, I would. Would I trade Waddle for Pacheco straight up? And those are moves you shouldn't have to include Najee to get. I think Najee added makes you go even higher. But that's the clear, simple solution for that team. Rockout says check DMs. Thank you, Rockout. I certainly will. Appreciate you. Ethan, $10 hauler. $10 haulers get moonshots. Ethan, my guy. Appreciate my boy. Ethan says 10-man league. 1 QB, 2 flex. I got AR5, HN, Jacobs, Brooks. I think I already did this one, right? Palmer. Yeah, I already did this one. Ethan, that's a great team, bro. Fantastic team. You got my advice already. And J-Max with a 10 wad. There you go, pal. 10 wad to you as well. Appreciate you. Bijan Gibbs, MHJ, Allen McBride, Amari Cooper, Monty. I already like Amari and Monty together for one player. Throw Rashee Rice in that spot. Christian Kirk as well. I'm trading Christian Kirk, Amari, Monty. 2 of those 3 guys, maybe all 3, for one bigger, stronger, better player. Kirk, Blake Corum. So you got Chase Brown as well to play with if you need to throw him around. You've got Jalen Wright. You're going to keep that. You got that cuff to or no, you don't have Achane in this team, do you? I'd go after Achane for sure. Gibbs and Bijan, fantastic. MHJ, Allen McBride. Don't trade that core. Don't trade everybody from McBride up. Don't touch it. Amari, Monty, keep Rashee Rice. Throw him up there with the untradables. Amari Cooper, Monty, and Kirk. Easy. Chase Brown, throw him in. Jalen Wright, you got to keep him. Try and go after Achane. But yes, you're trading for one bigger, stronger, better running back. For the Kyren, Achane, Barkley type of player. For ETN even, maybe. Pacheco included. But the lower you go, the more that you don't necessarily have to include. J-Max, appreciate you with that super chat. Rockout, appreciate you. Kirkwood, appreciate you. Phone lines are completely caught up, or the super chats are completely caught up, and the phone lines are open.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Man, I got through those super chats pretty quickly. The docket is clean and cleared. First super chats get immediate attention, especially $20 haulers. We are caught up. We are ready to go. Phone lines are open. Dial in. No full team breakdowns, guys. I can't do that unless you $20 super chatted like a few of you did and said, can I call in with a whiteboard? Past that, it's really hard to do a full team breakdown on a phone line where we got 747 people in here that don't really care. No offense about your entire team on the phone line. I don't mind it. The super chat. Look, you drop a $10, $5, a $20 super chat. You better be damn straight. I'm reading your entire team and I'm giving you a grade. But on the phone line, we can't do full team breakdowns unless that $20 hauler guy calls in. 909 caller and 931 caller. I'm going to come for both of you and put you on hold. 909, what's your name and where are you calling from?
This is Hector from Chino Hills.
Hector from Chino Hills. Hector, hold on 1 second, my guy. Mute yourself if you could. I'll come for you in 1 second. From Chino Hills. Okay. And then the other caller that I mentioned, the area code, who are you and where are you calling from?
This is Jay from Tennessee.
Jay from Tennessee. What can I do for you? You're live.
I was wanting your opinion to see who won the trade or what you thought. I traded Dak Prescott and Malik Neighbors for Jalen Hurts and Adam Thielen.
Dak Prescott. Hold on 1 second. Let me erase this. Dak Prescott and Malik Neighbors. For what?
for Jalen Hurts and Adam Thielen.
Hurts and Dillon. Thielen's a nothing burger to me.
Yeah, I don't care about him.
Yeah.
What I was going to tell you is Marquise Brown and Wicks are on the waiver wire, so that was my plan there.
That's very good information. Where did my eraser go? That's very good information because it allows me to say this. It allows me to say, let's take Thielen out of this equation, and let's just say, if you were to have Hollywood Brown in here, it changes this trade a little bit for me. Because you can't necessarily pick them up right now, right? Who would be your cut? Do you have Neighbors in Dak?
Yes, I do right now.
Mute yourself, Brock. Brock, you're mouth breathing and making a lot of noise. Mute yourself if you could. You got who's your biggest drop? Hello?
What was that?
Who's your biggest drop? You said, or your top drop. Who you could drop right now?
Well, right now I can't really drop anybody.
Okay, so you're telling me that you pick up Hollywood and you would get Hurts. Hurts and Hollywood do crush Dak and Neighbors. But in terms
I can give you my lineup to see what you think, if that makes more sense.
No, I don't really have time for that, no offense. But in terms of this trade, Thielen and Hurts, I don't know that it's a great trade necessarily, but with Hollywood sitting on waivers, I can tell you right now, this Hollywood Hurts side wins. Like, if you want to look at it that way.
Okay.
What you're doing to your team, it's better. Dak Prescott, I like him, but Neighbors is while he's a fantastic player, he's close enough to Hollywood, and Hurts, I believe, is a lot higher than Dak personally. But that's going to be my take. It's not really easy to break down because the trade necessarily isn't the best, but I think it leaves you with a better team.
Yeah, I feel like I gave up a lot, but I have a lot of firepower on the wide receiver. I got Debo and Tank, so
I hear you. All right, bro. Later.
All right,
call back if you got another one. Hector from Chino Hills, you're live.
Hey, how's it going, Smitty?
What's
I
up,
just wanted to ask you about what you thought I could do with these receivers. I got Metcalf, Flowers. Running backs, I got Jonathan Taylor and Gibbs.
Metcalf, you got Metcalf and Flowers, Jonathan Taylor and Gibbs. Okay, Metcalf, Flowers, Jonathan Taylor, Gibbs. What else?
My bench, I got Worthy, Keon Coleman. I don't know what you could think about upgrading the receiver core there.
I mean, I don't know. DK, JT, Gibbs, Coleman. Who else? Who's on this team?
Xavier Worthy, Keon Coleman.
Worthy. I mean, you got to wait for Coleman to gain value. You got to wait for Worthy to gain value. You can't trade those guys. Gibbs, what do you got? Sell him low. People are worried about him. JT, he's got a lot of value. DK seems to have good value, but I think it'll only increase. I don't think there's much you can move with this group that you're giving me. Would I trade JT personally for a Kyren or an Achan if it got me some other upgrade? Absolutely. So the only thing I would do is do a perceived downgrade into one of those guys using JT. Would I even go into like a Pacheco and upgrade something else? Like maybe I'm upgrading Worthy into a monster, or I'm upgrading DK into a even bigger, stronger player. I would explore JT and DK for Pacheco and Amon-Ra or something. But
Got it.
There's nothing to do. You got to wait for these guys to increase in value. They're all going to be better and better value coming out of week one, unless they have a slump week one, which they could, and then we're going to be in here trying to buy them low. But yeah, there's not. I need more information than that. I can't do it all on the phone. But call back if you got another specific question. Call back and I'll throw you on. All right. Brock from Maryland, you're live. Go.
Hey, how are you?
Brock, what can I do for you, Brock?
Yeah, it's Brooke, but
Brooke. Sorry, Brooke.
No, you're good. I wanted to see if I needed to make any moves with my team. Just got done drafting about an hour.
Yeah, read it off real quickly. I can't do full team reviews on the phone line just because we have too many people on the phone line.
Mahomes on quarterback, Debo as wide receiver 1, Tank Dell wide receiver 2, Bijan A-Chain, Schultz as the tight end, Calvin Ridley.
I sit on that team. I sit on that team. I sit on that team, bro. You have a really good squad.
Yeah, bro. I follow the fantasy football channel.
Yeah, you do. You follow the fantasy football show, but maybe like come up with. I'll put you on hold and I'll come back to you. Maybe cook up some sort of idea you have, and I'll shoot it down, or like you say, hey, I wanted to maybe trade. Just cook up something tangible, and I'll come back to you. Okay.
All right, that's cool.
All right, so mute yourself real quick. Brock from Mississippi. That's where I saw it. Brooke from Maryland. I've got Elgin from Maryland, and I have Brock from Missouri. This is a weird phone line, like just tongue twister for me. Brock from Missouri, you're live. Hello, Brock.
I mean, it's Brock from Mississippi. I don't know about Missouri though.
Oh, yeah, I wrote that wrong too. Brock from Mississippi. Okay. Brock, what can I do for you?
All right, Smitty. I already know you are on a time crunch here, but I want to say two things. One, long-time listener and a subscriber here.
Attaboy.
Two, I have a home league draft coming up this Friday, money league, $50 buy-in, and I've drafted last weekend in another home league, $20 buy-in.
Okay.
And I want you to just rate my team from the last week. But I'm gonna print your rankings out, and I'm going with your rankings.
Well, no, don't do that. Look, the rankings are set in terms of like sleeper potential. You start drafting Keon Coleman at the wide receiver rank that I have him, you're gonna look embarrassed. You got to make sure.
No.
Okay.
No.
You're gonna use them.
I'm printing your redraft rankings.
But you're gonna use them in conjunction with the ADP, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure, because if I've got Bijan, Bijan's not the best example because we would take him one. But like, let's say Keon Coleman. I have Keon Coleman probably 10 spots higher than anybody has him. You can't just draft him where my ranking has him. So just be careful. All right, real quickly,
okay.
Guys, I can't do full team evals. So this is the last one. Read your team off real quick. Go.
All right. Patrick Mahomes, Kyren Williams, Josh Jacobs, Tyreek Hill, Malik Neighbors, Travis Kelce, George Pickens, and then I got Keon Coleman on bench, Ramondre Stevenson, Xavier Worthy, Adunze, Warren, Dubes, and Bigsby.
Dubes. I wonder if you could trade like Stevenson and Adunze for like one better player. I'd explore that. Read it off one more time. Speedy.
Mahomes, Williams, Jacobs, Hill,
love it.
Neighbors, Kelce, Pickens in my flex, and then I got Coleman on the bench, Stevenson, Worthy, Adunze.
So between Stevenson, Adunze, Neighbors, and Pickens, I'm exploring, a 2-for-1 trade. And how do you do this? You just go through, an ADP. Or pull up the draft board, even better, because you know where everybody took them, so you know where their mental value might be. Like, hey, I took them at 3.2. People cling on to that stuff, so you can kind of really gauge where, if I'm trading Neighbors and Stevenson, well, Neighbors went here. The player I'm going after was 3 rounds higher. It's gonna be hard to pull it off because their mindset's gonna be like, I used my 3rd round pick.
Real quick, Smitty, for real though, this Friday is my main league. So you're saying don't go off your rankings?
I'm not saying don't go off the rankings. I'm saying you can't draft them in order of the rankings because there's bold statements in there. If you start taking, if I rank Kincaid at 30 overall or something like that on the top 200, and he's going at 48, and you take him 30, you're gonna punt your opportunity. You have to say, oh my God, these rankings are identifying, and this guy's gonna fall. Tank Dell on my rankings would be in the 3rd round. We're getting Tank Dell in round 6, and we're at least getting him in round 5. So yes, use it to your advantage. All right, Brock, appreciate you. Use these 4 guys. Go get one player. If you have something in mind, bring it to me. Hey, Smitty, I went and digged into it. What about Neighbors and Adunze for Kyren? Whatever. All right, bring it to me. All right, later.
All right, yes, sir. Thank you, Smitty.
Brooke, let me see if I can get the whole thing right. Brooke from Maryland, you're on hold thinking up something. Elgin from Maryland. Elgin, you're live.
How you doing, Smitty?
Good, bro.
So I got a draft this coming Friday. I got the 4th pick.
Okay.
And I'm going Bijan or Brees Hall, whoever won. And I'm thinking about going 3 running backs, coming back down, getting Pacheco and Josh Jacobs. What you think about that? And like getting the Tank Dell and the Rasheed Rice for my other 2 receivers.
I don't mind that. I love Jacobs. I do. I love Pacheco. I do. I tend to feel like if I'm going to go the triple RB route, I want it to be, personally, this is the route that makes me go Kyren Williams and then, Achane. And if you can't pull that off, I at least want one of these guys in this situation. And then if it's Pacheco or Jacobs as the third, then I'm feeling very good about it. I don't know that I fully want Bijan, Pacheco, Jacobs, and then I'm going to go wide receiver shopping. I like it. I just don't like it as much. I'm not saying it's horrible. I'm not saying I wouldn't, rate your team very well if you got exactly what you said, especially if you get like a top 4 quarterback with it. But I would just be very, very cautious to try the tripod or the 3 running back tripod when you are pulling Pacheco from 3 into 2, pulling Jacobs from 4 into 3. They're kind of a little bit of reaches there, a little bit. I don't mind one of those reaches, but I don't know that I like both of them. And I'm not saying Jacobs isn't gaining that momentum and value, and especially coming off the back of this news with A.J. Dillon being out for the year now, and the rookie's already banged up. Jacobs' value is going to skyrocket. I don't know if we're going to see him in the third round ever again, or the late third round. It might be mid-third round, top of round 3. So, but I would just say it depends. Best player available. It sounds to me like you're trying to lock in on 3 names. Don't draft names. Don't draft positions. Draft players. Because
I just like the offense. I just like both of the offense.
I know
Kansas City, of course. And
yeah, I do too. But don't draft positions or lock yourself into a name. I got you. Draft the player. Draft best player available. If it's Pacheco and Jacobs and you truly feel the way the board's falling, that's the way it is, then draft them. But I think my gut's telling me there might be at least one of those guys fits in, and you might have a better option on the table. Don't lock yourself into 3 guys before the draft begins. All right. Later, Elgin. Appreciate you. Call back if you got another one. All right. Scuba Steve, and then Gavin, and then Justin, and then back to Brooke. Scuba Steve, you're live.
Hey, Smitty, so I was watching the show, and I know you said that Mason is a moon man, and I wanted to ask you, because I have the last guy you named off the team, so I don't want to list off my team, so I just had a question about who would you rather drop for Mason, Ray Davis, or should I look at somebody else? I know he's on your mid-season list.
Yeah,
so I don't know if I can
not Ray Davis. Ray Davis is going to potentially. He's on the mid-season monsters. He might even make the Moon Man, bro. You do not drop Ray Davis. What other player can you drop for Mason?
Joshua Palmer.
Yes. I'm sorry. Look, he's okay. I don't hate Joshua Palmer, but really, yeah, drop Palmer. See you later, Palmer. You're out of here. Deuces.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, there's no problem. I'm no problem with that because, I have Shaheed just in case if something happens, and then I'll worry about that later if I need to pick up another wide receiver or something. But, yeah, I'll take your advice on that. Especially with the 49ers offense, man, because all it takes is one injury to CMC, and, I got a bona fide RB1.
Yeah, you have to. Bro, there's nothing more important, really. Like at the end of the day, if someone's walking into a draft and I don't have time to really explain, anything in great detail, I'm pulling up the cup board. I'm just saying, look, I love these situations. Draft them. Even McCaffrey, if you now with the clarity and you're at 1 or 2 overall, I'm not as scared to draft McCaffrey anymore. You've got clarity. We've got a lot of clarity today. The clarity behind this situation here with Benson being the clear backup now with Carter being let go. Mason and Garendo, a lot more clarity there. Josh Jacobs, clarity there. There's no need to worry about anything. There's so much clarity on the board right now. And, bro, you need to get this cuffed up. As everybody that has this needs to cuff it up, as everybody that has this needs to cuff it up. And I'm not saying that Achane can't deliver without these guys. But if Achane does go down, which you're going to see Wright go to the moon. And that's even with Mostert in the lineup. And if Mostert goes down, Wright's going to go to the moon. Wright's kind of why he's in the middle with the two arrows. He's kind of the interchangeable. If you need to cuff him to one of the other guys, it's vital. It could be a very lucrative two running back handcuff situation. Wright is interchangeable. But Mostert is not a cuff to Achane. Achane's not a cuff to Mostert. Wright is a cuff to both of them. And the whole trio is remarkable, especially in best ball. So make sure you cuff these guys. Go get Mason. Do it live. Keep an eye on Garendo, though. Don't let Garendo, linger too far away from you. Keep a short leash on him.
Okay. Yeah, because I did grab Connor, but I'm gonna have to take a lap because I didn't get Benson. I tried to grab
take
him,
a big lap.
But the guy ended up picking him up. So
take a big lap.
I mean, I don't have McCaffrey, but I just figured that I would just take advantage of that.
All right, man. Appreciate you.
Hey, Smitty, I appreciate you, man. Thanks for always taking my calls and giving me some good advice.
All right, man. I'll see you later. All right, let me throw these super chats on screen. I'm coming for everybody here. Johnny J. Honey dropping a 20 watt on screen. I'm coming for you, pal. Just hang tight for me. I'm going to put this super chat over here. I'm going to put this super chat over here. I'm going to answer these super chats in order in which they were received. Appreciate every single one of you. Selby, I'm coming for yours. Your $10 hauler. Appreciate you, Phil. I'm dropping yours right here. Let me get the phone lines cleared, and then we'll reopen the phone lines again once I'm going to have a phone line drop button where it's no offense to anybody, but I'm going to hit it and it's going to clear the phone line. Let me go real quickly to these guys. I don't want to do that in this case. Let me go to Justin real quick. Justin, hit me real quickly. 30 seconds. Then Gavin, I'm going to get a 30-second take from you. And then I'm going to go back over to Antonio and get a 30 to 40-second take from him. And then, Brooke, you're going to close it out if you've got a question for me. So hit me with it. What can I do for you, Justin? You're live.
How are you feeling about Jonathan Brooks these days?
Not too excited. I'm not saying I don't like him. He's a midseason monster for sure. I'm not taking him probably off that board, but it's not. It's who's talking? Who's talking?
It's not me.
Gavin, Brooke, Gavin, Antonio. Who's mumbling in the background? It's okay. I'm just wondering who.
Brooke.
All right, mute real quick. Whoever's mumbling. My stapler. I heard it in the background. Justin, I'm not excited. Yeah. You know why I'm not excited? Because he's not the starter right now. He's going to be eased in, and he's not coming back till week 3 or 4. And once he comes back, he'll be eased in. So we're talking about another week or 2, 3 weeks, and his offense isn't that great. However, he's a starting running back. He is a player that we love a lot. He's got tremendous talent. But keep in mind, he's probably not Breece Hall. Keep in mind that he hasn't even learned the NFL game yet. So the ACL recovery from his perspective is going to be light years different than the Breece Hall recovery. And I know a lot of people are going to want to say, well, Breece did it. And, I do think Brooks isn't behind schedule necessarily, but he certainly was not ahead of schedule. So I'm just not super excited about him over a lot of other players that you could draft, like Benson. Benson and Brooks might be unleashed at the exact same time. Benson might be unleashed later than Jonathan Brooks. There's that shot of that, but he'll be healthy. And Brooks will still be trying to get healthy. So give me Benson in all reality over Brooks. Even if the cost of entry is different, it allows me to do different moves. Or I'm getting Worthy, or I'm doing something else with that Jonathan Brooks value.
I appreciate the synopsis. You can roll to the next person.
All right. Call back, Justin. I'll open the phone line again if you got another one to hit me with it, okay?
Yep, thanks, bud.
All right, Justin to the moon. Let's go to Gavin real quick. Gavin, you're live.
Okay, I was asking what I should do with my receiving core. I have Mike Evans, Neighbors, Pickens, Reed, and then Coleman.
Evans, Neighbors,
Reed, Pickens, and Coleman.
Okay. It's I don't mean to sound like I don't like it. It's a good crew. Pickens has his value, but it's like there's still some shakiness to it. Evans has his value, but there's some injury risk worry to it. He's older. I know he keeps doing it, but at some point he won't. Neighbors has no quarterback. The offense is putrid. I like my players on great teams. And I'm not saying Pickens isn't on a good football team, but is he on a great fantasy environment type of situation team? I don't know. I like him a lot. I think Pickens is somebody that I'd entertain trading high, but I'm also very okay keeping him. Neighbors, I would explore trading him, but if you can't get the value that you at least paid, you can't even think about trading him. Like if his value's yeah, and you got him 6th round, which means that for 5 rounds no one wanted him, so the value's not there to trade him. Evans is the guy I would explore trading him, to be honest with you. Where did you draft him?
I traded Mixon for him.
Okay, that's not actually bad. That's a good move. Who are your RBs?
Bijan and Javonte, and then I have like Benson on the bench.
Javonte? Okay, I like Javonte. I'm rooting for him, but that's
I'm a Broncos fan, so.
Yeah, that's a tough running back 2 right now, though. Who are your quarterbacks and your tight end?
I have T-Law.
T-Law?
And then my tight end is...
Okay. Your tight end was who?
Schultz.
Okay, well, can I ask you a question? I'm not trying to rip on the team, but like, where's your 2nd rounder?
Well, last year I traded my 2nd round pick.
Okay, so you got, because you look like your team, you got stripped down. Like, this team ain't winning the championship. I'm just being honest. You what?
I didn't have a 2nd round pick.
Yeah, you sacrificed hardcore. You probably sacrificed for Javonte, didn't you? You gave up. I
traded a 2nd for Mahomes last year.
Okay, and you lost him in the you weren't able to keep him?
No, it's not a keeper league.
Yeah. Well, then okay. It's not a keeper league. Then how did you trade your pick? You could trade your pick order without it being a keeper league?
Yeah.
What in the? So you could. This is the first time I've heard this in I think a long time. You're in a redraft league, pure redraft. Nobody's kept. There's no keepers. There's no dynasty to it. But you could trade your future draft order. Wow.
Yeah.
Bro. Oh, okay. So let me just say this. You're gonna have to take a big L this year. You know what I'm gonna tell you to do? Trade for next year's draft order because you're taking an L. So you're going to trade Bijan for somebody's 1st rounder next year. You're going to trade Evans and Neighbors to somebody for their 1st rounder. You're going to invest your money and watch this season fly by. If you want my honest advice, you're not winning with this team. So why don't you do what the person did to you? Go take somebody's 1st rounder, dangle Bijan in front of them, dangle Neighbors in front of them, dangle Evans in front of them. I just don't think you're going to win with this team. You could explore trading Bijan for 2 players. Let's say you get a Pacheco and a 2nd round wide receiver. Maybe you're in the mix, but I don't think you are. You got T-Law as your quarterback. Do what the person did to you. Bite the bullet, come in strong, swinging, and then next year you're like, Smitty, I've got Bijan, I've got Breece Hall, I've got, Tank Dell and Stroud and Pacheco, and we're giving you a standing ovation, but you're not. I'm just giving you the hard, cold truth. I'm sorry, you sound really down. Your decibel level went down about to like a 2 out of 10. I'm just telling you the truth. I don't think this is winning. You can sit on it, you can try. But maybe you try for a little while, but at some point you need to trade Bijan for a 1st rounder or 2nd rounder next year. I don't know
that's my plan. It's if he's really wait till mid-season, right before the playoffs.
Redraft league where they trade their draft order, man. This is where the impatient Ian, and I can kind of hear it in his voice. This guy getting excited about something and I'm gonna trade next year. Forget next year. I'm winning now. Oh, it reminds me of a younger me. I would have been in a jam like this in a league like this if I was younger. I had no patience at all when I was a young kid for trades. I would have sold the farm in a league like this. This is a dangerous league to be in for somebody that doesn't have a lot of control with patience. Oh man! All right, hey, I hope you took that in a positive way.
Everybody makes the playoffs in the league. So
well, everybody makes the playoffs, but only if you're not first, you're last. Ricky Bobby taught us that. And it doesn't matter if you make the playoffs. You're not beaten.
But it beat pop off in the 3 playoff games.
Could it? Maybe. You want to go for it? Go for it. And then circle back next year. Let me know.
I think Bijan can be RB1.
I think he can too. But you got T. Law as your QB. I don't know. Try it. I'm interested. I'm in. Go for it. Try and win the league this year. You might want to explore trading. The problem is, what are you going to trade? You're not going to be able to sell any of these guys high. So let's do this. Circle back after week 1. Let's see if these guys gain value, and let's see if we can cook up some sort of creative trade to bring this team back into the light. Okay, buying low, selling high. If you do it right, maybe you have a shot in hell. Okay. So call in. We'll see what we can do. This is Gavin, right?
Yeah.
All right. Call in after week 1 when the values are higher or lower. We'll figure it out. All right. We'll buy low, sell high. All right. Later, bro. I hate shooting down someone's hopes and dreams, but I gave you some hope right there. You know, we'll tackle it later. Antonio, real quickly, bro. I gotta get to these super chats fast.
I'll keep it short.
Yeah.
So you kind of answered my question, I think 2 or 3 calls ago.
Yeah.
You like Williams, Javonte being, heading into the season. I'm a little iffy on him.
I didn't say. What do you think I just said about Javonte? I said I'd be very worried if he was my running back too. I wouldn't want that. That's what I said.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm looking to possibly break apart a CD Lamb and Javonte to replace the wide receiver and get a stronger RB2.
Okay.
Would a Walker, Metcalf, do you think that gets it across the line for you?
DK Metcalf and Walker for Lamb?
Yeah.
I as much as I like these two players, I don't like putting all my hopes and dreams into Seattle, even though I like Seattle. I like Ryan Grubb. They've looked good. This is Geno Smith. It's hard. This could be very disastrous for you. Lamb Chop should be getting you, he should literally be getting you like a Pacheco and a Debo. This is the kind of move you're making for Lamb. You're getting a better running back than Walker. You're getting a better wide receiver than DK. You deserve the world for Lamb Chops. He's the 1, 2, or 3 overall player. You're selling majorly low, bro. Majorly low. Smitty disapproved.
All right, just running it by. How about ETN Pittman? That's the other offer I've been thinking about.
ETN what?
And Pittman?
No. I still don't like it. No. You need to go. ETN's okay, but you need somebody. You need essentially a almost 2 second-round players. And that might sound rich, but that's what it costs to play ball with CeeDee Lamb. That's what it costs to have a Bijan or a CMC on your team. You need to respect what Lamb's value is, bro. You need to ask for the world. You're asking for give me a 3rd and 4th rounder. Like, I'm not saying I don't love Tank Dell, but I'm not taking Tank Dell in a 3rd round running back for Lamb. I can get way more, and I love Lamb, or I love Tank Dell, but Tank Dell and maybe a Kyren would be entertaining. That's something I'd do. Achane and Tank Dell, Kyren and Tank Dell. If you're gonna grab somebody that's really a sleeper wide receiver that you love, not to be better than Lamb, but to hang a little bit with them, have cups of coffee with them, and then you've got this RB that could be a top 5 running back. That's what you need. If you can't say that one of your players could be top 5, don't do it.
Okay. Would you hold on to Javonte or throw him in the deal to get it done?
I'd throw Javonte into a deal, but not these deals. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
That's fair.
All right. Later, bro. Appreciate you, Antonio.
Appreciate it.
Trooper Dave, you got 30 seconds. Then I got super chats I got to get to.
Hey, what's going on, man?
What's up?
Wanted to get your opinion on a trade I made for this season.
What, bro? Are you chewing while you're talking to me? I can't understand a word that's coming out of your mouth, Trooper Dave.
I'm sorry, boss. I just got out of work, so I'm having to get for the But anyways,
that's right.
I traded away Marvin Harrison Jr. and Will Levis for Jaden Daniels and Malik Neighbors. What are your thoughts on that?
Neighbors and JD5 for MHJ.
Well, I traded away Marvin Harrison and Will Levis to get Jaden Daniels and Neighbors.
Who was your QB? Was Levis then?
Yes.
Look, I love JD5. How'd you end up with Levis as your starter? How'd you punt quarterback that long?
It was an option league. He was a dollar cheaper value from being picked up as a free agent last year. He was my second quarterback. It's a 2 QB league. My other quarterback is Kyren Williams. I got him in the draft.
So it's Superflex. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, hey, guys, in Superflex, this side wins outright. Neighbors and JD5 Superflex, yeah. I mean, because at the end of the day, you're arguing JD5 and Neighbors in a Superflex, even if it's redraft, you're arguing it. That changes it a lot. Right. It changes it a lot. I would take Neighbors and JD5. I don't love the trade, though. It feels like it feels very bad getting rid of MHJ. I don't like it, but the Superflex information changes it drastically. I would take this side. I'm just not extremely happy about it.
Right. I got Lamb, Kelsey, and Calvin Redley also on my
lineup. Yeah. You'll be okay. Yeah, make the trade.
All right, cool.
All right, later,
good.
bro.
Thank you.
Later.
Goodbye.
Coughlin? Is that your name? Oh, wait, hold on. What did I put? Coffin. Oh, Coffin Clay. Coffin Clay, what's up?
Yo.
What's up, bro? How's the cough?
My God,
How's the cough?
Oh, cough has actually been getting better.
Okay, good. Good.
I Loki had bronchitis for a little bit.
I didn't even hear you coughing. What can I do for you, Coffin Clay?
Yeah, I'm doing good. So I've been a firm believer in the tripod method in my fantasy leagues. I have I'm in 3 leagues, right? And I have about
spit it out.
$50 leagues, and then I'm about
okay. No offense, Coffin Clay. No one cares. No one cares. What's the question? Hey, I got 3 leagues. So my mom does I dropped my dry cleaning off at the dry cleaner, and I went to get a bite at the local Taco Bell, and no one cares, Coffin Clay. What's the question?
The question?
Go ahead. What's
the question? The question. Okay. The question is, I got Bijan. I'm gonna pick him second. In my double flex league, should I just go all in on Jaden Daniels and not go with the tripod method for the double flex league?
It depends. It depends who's on the clock, bro. I can't tell you that. Oh yeah, all of a sudden I don't like the tripod. I love the tripod. Of course I love the tripod. I love JD5 if the tripod doesn't work out, or you think you're not gonna end up deploying it right, or you just got it. Somebody falls that shouldn't fall, so you don't take the tripod pieces. Like if Bijan, Kyren go, and then Achan's sitting there. Guess what? I'm not doing the tripod. I'm taking Achan. And then I'm taking JD5, I'm taking AR5, I'm taking Stroud. A great detour from the tripod is do it in progressions. Take Stroud next. If you fall off the tripod, getting one of the top 3 QBs with 2 running backs, which is what the tripod is, then I'm going to default to a slightly lesser tripod in Stroud because I was able to divert and get Achan as my 3rd player instead of the quarterback. And then if I don't get Stroud, then I can go AR5 or AR5 over Stroud, whatever. Yeah. And if you don't get that,
how many more points do you think CJ Stroud will have than Brock Purdy? Because I feel like everyone's so hyped on Stroud, but Purdy is arguably hot take, but Purdy's arguably just as good as Stroud.
Why?
Even with the weapons not there.
No,
bro. Do you think Stroud is really going to put up 100 more points than Purdy? Or what?
That's cute, bro. Look,
Stroud's obviously everyone's all hyped on Stroud, but Purdy 30 touchdowns last year, and Stroud doesn't have the rushing ability. So how many more fantasy points is Stroud really gonna get than Purdy?
100
versus Purdy in late 9.
Yeah, 100. I don't
100 more points. Than Purdy.
I mean, look, I don't know in your scoring or anything. I'm just gonna. Well, you ask me. You gonna answer for me? You want me to give you my answer? Do you want my answer? Or do you want me to answer? Want me to tell you what you want to hear?
No.
Purdy, so Purdy. He's a pretty good pick. You take him if you like him. You want my answer? My answer is I think Stroud blasts him away, bro. And number one, you got your best offensive lineman sitting out right now, not playing week 1. And every time Brock Purdy has been missing Trent Williams, he turns into a pumpkin. And every time Debo's out, he turns into a pumpkin. Every time CMC's out, he turns into a pumpkin. And you've got CMC now with a calf injury. You've got no Brandon Aiyuk. The continuity is going to be all over the map. The preseason was evidence of this because Brock was running for his life, throwing INTs, not looking very good. Just like he's not looked good whenever the situation's unfolded this way. So you can say whatever you want, but until this team is back together, this is not even a conversation.
But
Stroud's going to throw 40 touchdowns.
And Purdy's easily going to throw like 34.
If he has his entire team back together, if he gets the boys back together, maybe you have a case to be made. Maybe you have a case to be made. But stop talking like Brock Purdy's got the band back together. The band is broken up, bro.
No. Brock Purdy's the reason the team is doing so well there.
How many? You got Niner season tickets? You got Niner season tickets, Coffin Clay. Just admit it. You're a Niner fan.
I'm a Falcons fan. I'm a Falcons fan.
I don't think so, bro.
I'm just being honest. Brock Purdy sold my fantasy season last year in the playoffs, but
okay, bro, this is okay. It's a good conversation.
He went to the Super Bowl last year, and everyone's like, "Oh, Stroud's better," but Stroud like completely got destroyed in the playoffs. Like it was like he Stroud went up.
Finish him.
Jeez, Coffin Clay. I mean, really. Jay Honey with the $20 holler. You know, Jay Honey, I kept you waiting too long. Johnny, are you still here? Because Johnny, I'm doing you a service here, pal. I made you wait too long. These cost $50 haulers, but I'm sending you a drone flight. Johnny, this is Johnny. Appreciate you, Johnny. You're getting a drone flight, young man, for waiting way too long. You should not be waiting this long for assistance on a $20 hauler. I just couldn't get that guy off the phone. I couldn't get rid of him.
Let him cook.
All right, phone lines are closed right now. Trey, I know you're trying to dial in, but you're not going to get in because I got to get these super chats out of the way. Hey, Smitty, just wanted to say I'm getting married with my woman. Send us to Saturn. Longtime listener. Always appreciate your shows. Me and her love always tune into the show. Is Johnny still here? Johnny, first of all, congratulations. Going to Saturn.
To Saturn.
And standing go, I wish I would have read that before I could put like a good luck. Let's do this. Let's see. Good luck for the married couple. Don't crash, Smitty.
Let him cook.
That looks like a peach. Looks like a rear end. Looks like a rear end. All right, here we go. Let's do this. I think that looks better. That looks more like, okay, it's a heart with a little arrow through it instead of drawing a peach emoji. Yeah. All right, here we go. One more time. This is for the married couple. If the drone lands, it's going to go well. If the drone lands, this thing's going to be a long, healthy, till the end of time situation. You ready, Johnny and the missus? Drop peach emojis in the live chat as we fly this.
Let him cook.
Congratulations! Pressure on the line, marriage on the line. Drop a peach emoji for Johnny and the missus. Congratulations, appreciate you. Thank you for waiting on the $20 hauler. What a flight! What a flight! Jesse, appreciate you. $5 hauler. Bet on my boy, $100. JD outperforms Caleb total fantasy points this year. I love it. I love it. JD5 looks phenomenal. He's the next top 5 QB. Not saying Fields can't do what that Caleb can't do what Fields did in Chicago. Score fantasy points. They lose. They win. They lose. They win. But certainly something that keep dropping those peach emojis for Johnny. Appreciate you. I traded Achane and Rice for Hall and Olave. Achane and Rice for Hall and Olave. I'm gonna say that this one feels like it's a wash, and I don't know that I think that Achane and Rice are necessarily getting outscored by Hall and Olave. I think we probably go with Hall and Olave. I think we probably do, but I don't know that it's a home run. I love Rice. I almost feel like you got the better end of it, trade value-wise, draft value-wise, but am I nervous that Achane is every bit as good as Hall? Of course, I draft Hall over him. Am I nervous that Rice is every bit, if not better than Olave? A little bit. But we're going to say that you won this, and I probably would have been wavering all night long on this particular move. Zach with a super chat. Zach says, trade James Cook and Hawkinson for Pacheco. I only do that if I like winning.
You've just been...
Smash of a trade there, Zachy boy. Phil coming in strong with a $6.99. New commish here. Need help setting a QB scoring in Superflex League, and any tips? I like 6 point per TD passes personally. I always do, always will. And Superflex does make the quarterback overvalued, so this is going to make it even more overvalued. But I'm a big 6 point per TD QB guy. And honestly, past that, there's not much to really worry about. Make it regular scoring. Don't make anything crazy complicated to where you don't know how to judge player values. Also, drafting 6 with who would you be taking? I think especially, and I don't want you to make this so that you have an advantage, but 6 points per TD makes Stroud back in the conversation of being near as valuable as a top 5 QB. Whereas if you don't have that, I think what it does is it brings some parity between all the quarterbacks in the top 10 versus if it's 4 points per TD pass, then the running quarterbacks dominate the top 4. And I think if you do Superflex in a 6 point per TD league, then you can put a few other quarterbacks like Dak and you know those you know TD throwing gunslingers that don't run as much. You give them a little more value back to kind of even the scales so that everybody walks out of round 1 with a dominating quarterback. So that would be my advice as a commish. And from that pick, I would take Stroud in a heartbeat if it was that scoring. Kyler Murray, I think, is a fantastic pick there. And that's, of course, assuming you don't get a top 3 QB. $10 hauler from my boy, was that Shelby? Who was this? Selby, appreciate you. Need advice on the 12 team. Lamar Jackson, McCaffrey, Javonte, Debo Samuel, Cooper Kupp, Mark Andrews, Rashee Rice, Cortland Sutton. I love the team, bro. Likely then backup running backs. I like the squad. Amari Cooper, Cooper Kupp, Debo, Javonte, McCaffrey. I'm trying to get Javonte upgraded. I'm rooting for Javonte. I'm a big Javonte guy. But, you know, I just can't sit here and go, you know, this is a good wide receiver or running back 2 to throw into your lineup. Javonte's not a good running back 2 right now. Could he get there? I'll be rooting for it. But what do I trade Javonte away for? I don't know. I think Mark Andrews is kind of a paper tiger. I think if you can go a little light tight end shopping at the position, use Andrews to upgrade Javonte. That's a nice way to go about this without tearing down any of the bigger parts of your team. It really is your only big trade move. I don't want to trade Rashee Rice on the low. I don't know that these other players have any value at all trade-wise. Maybe Zeke Elliott is just a throw-in for somebody that needs an RB. But you're trading Mark Andrews potentially with Javonte for a slightly better running back. And that's honestly the only move I would make right now. And I would hyper-focus on getting that Jacobs, that Pacheco, that ETN or higher. Kyren and Achane specifically are guys I always throw out. Barkley. Yo, Smitty, can I call in about advice you gave me? CMO, certainly. $10 hauler from this gentleman here. $10 gets a moonshot. Appreciate you very much for dropping this. And let's see here. Hurts, Bijan, Kyren, Adams, Tank Dell, Pickens. Love the team. Am I trying to trade away Najee and Pickens? Najee and Devontae Adams for one bigger, stronger player? You bet your bottom dollar I'm doing that all day long. That is the only move I'm worried about. That's the only move I'm going to try and make. Would I throw in Jameson Williams or Hollywood? Maybe, but I don't know that they have the value they need yet. The 2 guys I'm trading away are Najee and Adams for one better player. and I'm executing on that and tossing out offer after offer after offer. JSN for Corum, I think it's a fantastic trade. $10 hauler, thank you for that. I take Corum in a second if I've got Kyren. I overpay to get Kyren and Corum cuffed together. JSN is worth doing that. Drop Corum, not Kyren, or BT for a defense. I can't even condone this. I'm not even going to answer this. I wish I could. You gave me a $2 hauler. I'm trying my best. I can maybe say that the more valuable person is probably BT to you, but like trade Corum to the Kyren owner in a trade to upgrade a BT into one slightly better player. Upgrade your QB a little bit. Go to the Kyren owner. Hold it over his head. I can't drop BT, but I'm making a trade before week 1 before I pick up a defense. I can't accept that. That's a non-acceptable situation to me. Omar, appreciate you dropping this super chat as well. There's nothing attached to it, but I did get your other question. So thank you for dropping the super chat. Thank you, kind sir. All right, this one here, $10 hauler from Mackenzie. $10 haulers get a
to the moon
shot. We got 659 people still in the building. 311 thumbs up. I work for you. I work for you. Hit that thumb up button, though. I do appreciate it. This one from Mackenzie. I'm going to open the phone lines again in a second. Super chats, keep them flowing. I'll answer in order what you received. Rank this team: Hurts, Kyren, Gibbs, Debo, Dell, Worthy, Hollywood Brown, Ferguson. Bench is JD5, Corum, Allen, Wright. I like it, bro. Gibbs, Kyren, Hurts, Debo, Dell, Worthy. I don't want to trade a single one of them. I don't want to. I'm riding this team into the season. There's nothing here for me to trade. You Smitty approved team you.
You've just been Smitty.
Trading one of these guys would mean that you're getting rid of one of them. the laws of addition and subtraction, and I can't say bye to any of those guys. Corey, $10 hauler. My boy Corey coming in strong. Corey, the man, the myth, the legend, says tripod Smitty. For those that don't know what the tripod is, let me show you.
The tripod, likened to pyramids in ancient Egypt, consists of drafting one of Allen, Mahomes, or Hurts to go with one of these round 1 running backs and one of these running backs in round 2. The tripod.
Doing it live. Somebody says I'm in high gear. You bet your bottom dollar I'm in high gear. We're ready to roll. My voice isn't shot at all. It'll be shot by December. We go live more than anybody. I go live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern every single Monday through Friday right here. I'm live additionally whenever news breaks. So if Aiyuk gets traded today or signs a deal, I go live again. I'm live most midnights doing drafts on Underdog Fantasy. And that link, if anybody wants to draft with us, if we do draft tonight, hit this link right here, smash it, do it live. I'll pin the link in the live chat. Underdog will give you a 50% match all the way up to $1,000. So if you do a $10 minimum, they'll give you $5. You do the $2,000 deposit, they give you $1,000, all the way up to $1,000. Hit the link, do it live, Underdog Fantasy, promo code Smitty gets it done, but the link is easier. Hit the link. We'll be drafting most likely tonight. Corey, tripod deployed, Bijan, HN, Mahomes. Freaking, I haven't even read the rest of it. But I'm gonna go ahead and say it's tripod season. Johnny, this one's for Johnny. Peach emoji, drop the peach emoji. But we're gonna put tripod season. Tripod season on the drone. Tripod. I messed up on the paper. We're just gonna draw a triangle. Tripod season. All right, here we go. Drone is in flight. Tripod season in full effect, ladies and gentlemen. Where's my controller?
Let him cook.
I'm going to be so sad when we break off a blade. I'm going to be so sad if this drone can't be flown for 24 hours. Maybe I need to order a second one on standby. I don't think it's acceptable to have... Yeah, I don't think it's acceptable to not have a second drone on standby. Corey, appreciate you. So I haven't even read the rest of this message. I saw the tripod made me get excited. Bijan, H.M. Mahomes, Debo, Devontae Smith, Kincaid. What are you drafting in a Mickey Mouse Grandma League? Coleman, cuffed, H.N. Thoughts? Smash. 8.8, which is the highest score I've given period this year so far. 8.8. You get an 8.8, pal. Smash.
You've just been Smitty.
Okay. Where are we at? We got a $20 hauler from Hernandez who says 12-man full PPR. Allen, Kyren, Walker, Garrett Wilson, Terry, Pitts, Coleman, Ford. See, no offense, Hernandez, but you see the team I just saw from Corey, and granted, Corey's in I assume a 10-man league in Corey's, but you see Bijan, H.M., Mahomes, Debo, Devontae Smith, Kincaid, and then you come over here and it's like, this is unfair, to go on stage after Corey just annihilates 9 other grandmas, and then I gotta vote on this team, which is still very good. It just looks lesser because of this damn team over here. I like it. I think what I'm trying to do is, and as much as I love Walker, I'm not saying I don't. I keep him if I need to. You got Charbonnet. I guess I am looking at like the Jordan Love situation, the Josh Allen situation. I would be tempted to explore trading one of the QBs, and I'm not even saying I would be against trading away Allen to beef up the RB wide receiver situation. But could Love and McLaurin get it done? Could Love and Walker get it done? Is there anybody that needs a 12-man league? It's not a 10-man, so maybe somebody does need a QB. And Love's a great quarterback, and maybe you wait and let Love have a great, week 1, week 2. I wouldn't pull the trigger too quickly. Pitts is, I downgrade Pitts in order to make room for an upgrade somewhere. But I like your team. Ford, Kyle Pitts, Jordan Love. My guess is you're going to have to let this team play it out a little bit. There's not a lot of maneuverability yet to make much of an impact in a trade, because you're just going to sell low. They're going to go up in value, and you're going to say, damn, I should have waited a week. I would have got a lot more. And check it out. See who needs Jordan Love. And then if they want Josh Allen and they want to overpay, make sure they overpay. Make sure you're getting something extremely significant. Something you would have probably drafted ahead of Josh Allen maybe anyway had you not taken Allen. Example, Pacheco. Example, even Jacobs maybe. But I don't know. I guess I would say hold off on that. Try and trade Jordan Love first. My first choice is not to trade Josh Allen. Need a tight end. Got Stroud, Hall, HN, Cup, Dell, Rice, Kirk. I love the idea of trading Kirk. Benches, Warren, Zeke, Henry, waivers, Henry, Otten, or Musgrave. I'm going to go Musgrave. We haven't heard a lot about Musgrave, but I think that's scaring people off, and it shouldn't. Musgrave is a very, very big sleeper candidate of mine, and just because he hasn't been in the news or been flashy doesn't mean he's going to do nothing. I like Musgrave a lot. Rashad White or Jacobs in a trade. I would take Jacobs over Rashad White pretty easily, and maybe people disagree with me. That's fine. I don't necessarily think anybody's wrong. $10 hauler, by the way. I don't think anybody's wrong by thinking that. I think there's definitely opportunity for both these guys to be very, very solid. Let me see who that was. Yeah, that was you. Okay, so Jacobs for me. Appreciate you. Dead Dogs with a $10 hauler drafting now. Quick question, gonna call in from Seattle. I need you for 2 minutes. Dead Dogs, you can dial in if you want real quickly. Just Dead Dogs. Brooke, you're still on the phone. I'm sorry, Brooke. Brooke, do you have a quick question?
Yeah, remember you told me to cook up something. I got something cooked up.
Okay.
What, 10 seconds, so.
What do you got?
I pretty much Ridley and.
Hold on, Robert. Go ahead, Brooke. What do you got?
I'm sorry, Ridley and Worthy for essentially just trade Ridley and Worthy straight up for Isaiah Pacheco.
Ridley and Worthy straight up for Isaiah Pacheco. Bro, I don't like that.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, all right.
Attaboy, Brooke. You did it. You did it. You did it, Brooke. You did it. You did it, pal.
I did it, man.
Pacheco's a smash. Yeah, bro, that's what you needed. You see a little tough love to make the right move. You did the right move. You made the right move, and now you've got a potential second-round player. That's how much value Pacheco has right now. You know, do I want you drafting Pacheco in the second round? No, but do I want you trading low and then getting maybe second-round value? Love it, bro. Absolutely love it. All right, Brooke, call back when you got another home run smash. Read off your team real quick. Read off your lineup, Brooke. Read off your lineup real quick. I want to see if I'm going to get excited.
All right, we'll do. So we have Mahomes at quarterback, Debo at wide receiver 1, Tank Dell wide receiver 2, Bijan, A-Chain, Schultz, Calvin Ridley,
and Pacheco.
85,
and Pacheco.
Eckler, Spears, Dobbs.
Did you read Pacheco? Did you read Pacheco yet?
No, that's who I was trying to trade for. So essentially, the cook-up was me thinking for Calvin Ridley and Murray for.
Right, but you're reading your team off, and you're not reading Pacheco.
Oh, right. Pacheco.
All right, let's run this back. Let's run this back. Read the starters off one more time. Mahomes. Okay.
Mahomes, Debo, Tank Dell, Bijan, A-Chain, Schultz, and Pacheco.
Bro, you just turned a 7.8 into an 8.5. That's a smash team, bro.
Oh, that's awesome.
You're on your way. All right, Brooke, later. Appreciate you. That's a great team. That's a great team. He did a great job on that one. 832 caller. What's your name and where are you calling from?
This is Robert, Seattle.
Robert from Seattle?
Yeah.
Okay, what can I do for you, Robert from Seattle? No, this isn't Robert from Seattle. I said, hold on. Do you guys have the same area code? There's a caller. I just read the name off of the caller. It's 832 caller, not Robert from Seattle.
It's me.
Okay, what's your name, bro?
Simo from Houston.
So you're not even the same. Simo?
Yeah, Smitty, I'm the CMO 614.
Oh, CMO from Houston. Okay. Now, real quickly, I'm not trying to call you out, Robert from Seattle, but when I said area code, whatever I read from Houston, and you said, yeah, that's me, Robert from Seattle, what were we doing?
I'm sorry. I'm Dead Dogs. I super chatted you, and you told me to hold on a second.
You're Dead Dogs. Okay, then you get a pass. Dead Dogs stock is rising.
Stock on the rise.
What am I doing? What am I saying? Dead Dogs don't. I apologize. But Robert from Seattle, you're Dead Dogs. Okay, right?
Yeah.
Let me put that in the system. Let's go Dead Dogs from Seattle. All right, let's put some respect on Dead Dogs' name. Damn it. All right, hang tight, Dead Dogs. If that's okay with you. If you mute. All right. Yep. Hold on. CMO, go ahead. You're live.
Hey, what's going on, Smitty?
What's
I'm
up?
Be real quick, bro. I know you got a lot of callers.
Yeah,
you gave me some advice the other day with my team.
It sounds like your tone's a little like Smitty. You gave me some bum advice the other night on my team. That's what the tone I'm reading here. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. I don't like the way this is going. Go ahead.
Just to bring your mind, let me tell you my team right quick. Run it down real quick.
All right.
Kyler Murray, Bijan Robinson, Kenneth Walker, Devontae Adams, Drake London, Ben Simmons, Najee Harris, and Keon Coleman.
All right.
Now, you told me to get rid of Devontae Adams. Oh, by the way, I got Devontae Adams in the 5th round. By the way.
Okay, that's good. There's no reason to knee-jerk react and sell him for pennies on the dollar when you got him in a good deal, but I definitely still trade him. Okay.
Yeah, but the bad thing is everybody in my league that dropped it, when he dropped like to the 5th round, it's like nobody won. So I tried to get A-Chain, Cooper Kupp, and I think he told me to get dang. I can't remember who else he told me to get. But I was trying to get A-Chain, and the question is, you think I should try to get Debo for Devontae Adams?
Yes, I would get Debo in a millisecond for Devontae Adams.
Najee Harris, and Devontae for Debo?
I mean, I don't know if you're putting in too much at that point because Najee's a starting running back as of this moment. I think that's a whole different conversation. I think this requires maybe something coming back to you. Would I do this particular trade for St. Brown, for London, for MHJ? I would do this but Debo's a slight downtick from those guys, and him and Adams have close ADP anyway. You're just giving away a free Najee because we don't like Adams. I know you're saying Adams went in the 5th round in your draft, but he's not going in the 5th round in the regular world. So your league is either unaware of Adams's perceived value, or they're all sharks and they know Adams is a concern. I don't know. Or it's a dynasty league, or it's a 4-man league.
No, it's not that. It's a 14-man league.
14-man league, and Debo Adams goes in round 5.
Yes.
I don't think so.
Tank Dell went 3rd, bro.
I don't think so, bro. I'm not calling cap necessarily, but I'm kind of trying to locate my cap button. I can't find it, so I can't press it. 5th round in a 14-man league. Redraft Adams in the 5th round. I don't know, bro. I don't know if I buy that. That is one of the wilder things I heard.
I know. That's why I'm scratching my head about it. So my question is, you think I should hold on to him to get to the season and try to get value for him?
Well, hold on to him if we're talking about throwing him away. But am I trying to upgrade him? The problem is your league. And again, I'm calling a little cap on this. And I'm not saying you're lying to me. I'm saying maybe you're gonna go, oh, you know what? I'm sorry. I was looking at it's the 3rd round, and you just didn't, remember. I'm not saying you're a liar. I'm just saying I'm calling cap. This does not make sense, because Adams is going in round 2, 3 in a 12-man, the 5th round in a 14-team league. I just don't understand. That doesn't make sense, bro. It doesn't compute for me. And it's great value, but do I want Debo? Yeah, straight up. Because, look, Debo and him should have very similar value. I'm wanting you to get crafty. Would I trade this right here for an HN? Would I trade this right here for a Kyren? Would I trade this right here for a Barkley? Yes. St. Brown? Yes. London? Yes. MHJ? Yes. Debo straight up for Adams? Yes. Tank Dell? And you command maybe more, but you just said Tank Dell went around 3 and Adams went around 5. So how are you going to do that? I don't know.
Yeah.
It sounds odd to me. 14.
But I think you gave me advice too about you said Adams
Silver's got it. You might have left out something very vital. This is probably a super flex league.
Nah, it's not super flex.
Then I'm baffled. I'm baffled. I'm either being lied to right now or I'm baffled. There's no way Adams. Can you look at the draft board and confirm that Adams went in the 5th round? Because I have a feeling you're going to go, never mind, it was 4.1.
Can I send you a screenshot of the draft
board?
No,
I trust you. Just look at it. Just look at it with your eyeballs. Confirm that Adams went in round 5 in a 14-man redraft non-superflex. I just don't believe it. I don't need to see it. He says redraft. That might be where you're mistaken again. Are you sure it's not dynasty or keeper? Because you said it was redraft.
Redraft, bro. Fifth round.
I think you don't know that it's a dynasty. I think you don't know that it's a dynasty. Can you text one of your buddies right now and say, "Is this a dynasty league?" There's just no way. Nope. This is like saying the sun's not coming up tomorrow, but it will come up the next day. This doesn't, I've been around, I've done this too long. Okay, anyway, I gotta go. Make sure you don't sell him low. Use him to try and, I don't know. This is wild.
I know.
I mean, how do you get rid of a guy that went in round 5 that should have went round 2 in a 14-teamer? I don't know. All right, bro. Appreciate you.
I appreciate it, Smitty.
Call back if you got a couple trades, and we'll try and figure it out. But try Debo straight up. Try Barkley straight up. You're not gonna get it though because he went in the 5th round. I just don't know. I don't buy it. You're not gonna be able to get rid of him. If he went in the 5th round and people passed on him for almost four straight rounds and some, no one wants him.
And that's the problem. I can't get rid of him. I can't make a trade with anybody.
Then you're gonna have to ride the wheel till the wheels fall off. You're gonna have to have a big game. You're gonna have to walk into week 1. This is wild. All right, hey, call back if you got another one. Appreciate you, CMO to the moon. Now let's go over to Dead Dogs. Dead Dogs, you're live, pal. Tell me something.
Okay, what's happening? Okay.
Jeez.
It's a 12-man league, 12-team league, 18 rounds.
And I'm just real fast going to tell you my team. I got Barkley, Devon Chan, Nico Collins, Josh Allen, George Pickens, JSN, Keon Coleman, Hubbard, Dalton Schultz.
Okay, I got.
LG.
To be honest with you, I'm not retaining all this because we're how many hours into this live stream? We're 2 hours in. So hit me with your question. Hit me with your question.
Okay, here we go. I need another receiver, and I am kind of Josh Downs. We're not getting the 13th round right now.
Past the 13th round, Josh Downs. Go ahead. 13th round.
Okay. I mean,
18th round. Unless you're
looking at Odell Beckham, Wandale Robinson, Downs, Tyler Boyd.
What about Yoshi Voss? You don't know how to find him, do you?
With the eye, right?
Yoshi Voss. Yeah, hold on, Smitty.
With the eye.
It's with an I, capital I. Yeah.
He's gone.
Really? What about Jahan Dotson? For some reason, he falls in certain drafts like in a crazy way. All right, we gotta speed it up. Name the
okay.
You need a wide receiver. Name the 10 most available wide receivers. Go.
Yeah, Dotson's here.
Dotson, Jahan
Yep.
Dotson's pretty damn good here. We're talking about Josh.
Okay.
I mean, I'm saying I don't like Downs, or whatever, but Dotson, Jermaine Burton, but Dotson might be my pick. I think Dotson's pretty damn good.
Thank you.
All right, later, bro. Appreciate you.
I appreciate it.
All right, that was dead dogs. My boy Alex from Pennsylvania, then Hector. I'm gonna clear the phone lines. Alex, go ahead. You're live, and then I gotta play Rockout's
All right,
message.
Smitty. All right, Smitty. 10-man PPR, non-best ball. All right. I got Gibbs and St. Brown. What do you think about that?
I like it. Gibbs and St. Brown is fantastic. They're both
Okay,
they're both kind of first round picks. So I love it.
All right. I got Marvin Harrison in the 3rd round, bro.
That's great, bro.
Pick 7 in the 3rd round. I couldn't freaking believe it.
Yeah. Now,
All right, I got another thing for you.
Before we get excited about it, who's your 4th and 5th round pick? So, because I'm either gonna be.
All right. This was part because I actually got it written down right now because I really wanted to ask you this. Right. In the 4th round, I passed up on Debo. I got Mahomes. Right.
Okay.
And 5th round was Cup.
Yeah, I'm not. The reason I ask you because I'm like you're playing with like corpses, bro. Like, come on. I'm proud of you, but I'm also like, this is like when your little kid doesn't play well in the band and you're still clapping, cheering, you're excited, you're just there. This is you absolutely going out there with a field full of elementary kids and playing tackle football with them. Like, I'm
right,
proud
I
of
got a
you.
question
You
for
did
you,
good.
Greg.
You smashed it. You're going to win your league. But, like, I mean, this is like me and Miss Smitty's work league. Like, I'm proud of myself, but only so much because I absolutely lambasted him. I did the same thing.
All right.
In Miss Smitty's work league,
You won the
Bijan,
team.
Kyren. Hold on. Let me brag, too. Bijan, Kyren,
okay.
Achan, and Hertz. And so, like, I can only be so proud of myself. But I am proud of you to a degree. This is a very, very good team. What's your question? Embarrassment of riches, where you don't need any help on the phone line, but that's okay. I'll help you anyway. What can I help you with as you smash your entire league into a million pieces?
Okay, so I got Coleman and I got Kincaid, but I got Mahomes. Should I try and trade Mahomes for Josh Allen? Because the other guy has Josh Allen, but he has Pacheco. But I have Kincaid and Coleman. So should I try and get Josh Allen for Mahomes?
Let me ask you a question. Is it best ball?
No, it's not best ball. No.
Do you get extra points if it's a stack touchdown?
No.
Yeah.
No,
So
I think
you're just imagining that it's a much better viewing experience, maybe. I don't know. Why am I don't necessarily need to make this move. I think Mahomes is going to throw 40 to 45 touchdowns. Mahomes is my number one.
I agree with you.
overall.
That's why I got him.
I'm not
hyping him up, and I was like, I love it.
Don't let Kincaid make you make trades and try and stack when you don't. Stacking doesn't do anything really in best ball. So no, I'm not. Unless somebody was to say, "Hey, I'll give it to you straight up," and you're like, I guess, I draft Allen ahead of Mahomes, so I'll do it. But like, am I sacrificing when I think Mahomes might be the number 1 overall scorer this year anyway? So no, I'm not.
Can I go over my RB2 and my bench real quick, and I'll go because I know you got to go.
Bro, you got 15 seconds, and I'm hitting.
That's fine. It's fine.
Go 15, 14, go.
Okay.
13.
So I got Warren, Chase Brown, Trey Benson, Blake Horn, Christian Kirk, and Mostert.
Nice.
So Mostert slotted in as my RB2.
Yeah.
You actually answered my question in the Super Chat, but I wanted to call in and really get a little more input from you.
Yeah,
Just from the questions I asked you.
No problem.
But give me a rating, bro. Give me a rating.
I can't give you a 10 or a 9 because you're playing, like I said, you're on a field with a bunch of Pop Warner kids playing tackle football, and you're a grown man. But I would say like you're winning the league. Like 8.5, but only because you're playing with enhancements. You test positive for enhancements in this league if you were getting tested. But yes, absolutely smash.
I'm sad I didn't get Jacobs now though with Dillon being out.
You'll figure it out. Someone in your league will cut him probably, so you'll be fine. All right, hey, appreciate you. Call in and thank you for your super chat. I'm not trying to rush you off. Chase Brown later. All right, that was I believe that was Alex, right? Alex, appreciate your super chat, my guy. And Hector, you're the final super chatter, or sorry, final phone call person. Hit me with it real quick. What do you got?
So I just wanted to see what you would do, any upgrades you'd make with these certain pieces: Jefferson, London, Pacheco, Mixon, Aiyuk, Javonte Williams, Pollard, Keon Coleman.
I like how you did that. You're like, okay, Smitty doesn't want me to read off my team, so I'm going to say pieces. I'd like to know what you do with a couple of these pieces, and then you just read off your team. It was a nice try. I'll give it to you.
I tried it.
JJ, London, Pacheco, Garrett Wilson. Who else?
No Garrett Wilson. Mixon.
Oh.
It was Javonte Williams.
Oh, Williams. Javonte Wilson.
Pollard.
I'm sorry. JJ, London, Pacheco, Javonte, Mixon.
Mm-hmm.
Who else?
Tony Pollard.
Okay.
Javonte Williams. Aiyuk.
Quarterback
is C.J. Stroud.
And am I missing anybody? Is this all the team? Pollard, Aiyuk, Stroud, Mixon, Javonte, Pacheco, London, JJ.
I got Goddard.
That's the starter. Okay, starters. And is it a 12-man, 14?
This is 12-man, half PPR.
Look, this is kind of how I evaluate things. Like, do you have a first rounder? Yes, you do. And it's a strong one, so I'm going to circle it. Do you have a second rounder? Yes, you do. London. And that's a very fair one. Very fair. So I'm going to leave that uncircled, but you got it. Pacheco is a outstanding third drafted player. One could argue flip London and Pacheco in some sort of format. So I like that.
I got the second round, yeah.
Okay, so then it comes down to like your fourth rounder. Who is it? Was it Mixon? Was it Aiyuk? Like, I don't really know, and that's where a little bit of ambiguity comes in. I think one could argue that Aiyuk is a fantastic fourth rounder, but I just don't know what to think of him right now. Like, I don't draft him at all because I don't trust that he'll stay healthy. I don't know what's going on, and I don't want any of that. So Stroud's a fantastic home run fifth rounder. Mixon is like kind of like a 5-6. And I just don't draft him. I'm trading Aiyuk and Mixon for one bigger, stronger, better player, potentially, or Aiyuk and Javonte for one better player. That's just the way I roll.
Okay.
I think your team's good, but I think it's the best team. I could probably say it's not the best team in the league. I can confidently say that, but is it capable with one move or one waiver? Like, even if you stood your ground and picked up the next big breakout week 2 waiver wire pickup, then you're in the mix to win it all. But I would definitely sell Mixon. I want nothing to do with him.
Yeah. Okay. And that's in terms of just age and just injury, or why?
Yeah. I mean, he showed physical drop off. He's at the dreaded age of 28. I don't think that his explosiveness in his metrics were really, really bad. it was unreal how he finishes RB4 because his even his stats don't look like it. And he was given, I think he was given like 40 goal line or red zone. I think it was in between, like, I don't think it was inside the 5, but I'll have to find the metrics on it. But it was like 10 carries inside the 10. I think he was given like 39 or 40 of them. And he had such a piss poor conversion on him. He just got volume. He got there by pure volume. And I don't know that he's going to get the same kind of volume in Houston. And I don't know. I'm just not a big mixing guy at all. I would sell him personally. I'd get rid of him before the value tanks and falls off. And Aiyuk scares me. So I'm trading those pieces. I love Pacheco, London, JJ, though. I love Stroud. I keep those. Make another trade. All right, got to go, bro. Hector, appreciate you. All right, let me hit these super chats. And appreciate everybody that dialed into the phone line. And this one's from Jonathan. Appreciate you, Jonathan. I got to get these out of the way. $9, $10 hauler here from Christian. Appreciate you. 12-man, tight end premium. Jaden Daniels, Bijan, Josh Jacobs, London, Tank Dell, McBride, Rashee Rice. Love the team. Like it. Chase Brown, good trade value potentially. Love that Jacobs has got a big uptick for you, bro, in value. Jacobs and Bijan's fantastic. London, Tank Dell. I like this. Rashee Rice. Do I think you're the best team in the league? Probably not, but I think it's capable of it. I think you need a couple things to happen. You need London to ball out. You need Tank Dell to be the guy we think he is. Jacobs to have the season he's going to have, and JD5 to have the season he's going to have. All these things are possible. And so do I think you need to make a trade? Not necessarily. And is there anybody I'd even trade at this point? Not really. You're waiting on Chase Brown and Jaylen Warren to gain value for you so that you have trade bait. And I don't think if you traded them now it would be a good idea because they don't have enough value yet earned and racked up. $5 hauler. Thank you, pal. Appreciate your $10 moonshot of a super chat. My main man. My main man. All right, here we go. $5 hauler from OTP says, what's the earliest you would draft Coleman and Corum? Coleman, I'd draft him around 7 in a non-best ball. I think people that draft him around 6 are carrying over best ball where receivers go so high. Don't take him. You can often get Coleman in the 10, 11 round range. So my advice to you would be use the suggested rank to understand where he's being ranked. On Yahoo, he's a double-digit round player. He's going in double-digit rounds on Yahoo. I took him in my last round. I took Keon Coleman in a 10-man league in the last round as my last player. I barely could fit him on my roster. That's how bad the Yahoo ADP is, or how good the Yahoo ADP is. So 15-round territory. But what the highest I would take him in a shark environment would be like, I'd even say 8 really. 7 or 8, probably 8. But in best ball, he goes in 6 or 7. So it's totally two different worlds. Corum, I can't even give you an estimation on Corum. You got to look at the suggested rank and count the number of draft selections that are coming up, and will he fall? He's 8 players total down and you're 11 spots away. That's running the risk of him getting sniped from you. And then you're going to be like, someone took him. No, someone didn't take him. You punted going Corum early enough. So you got to be careful. Rate my lineup. This one's from Nepal. Lamar, Jaden Daniels, C-Mac, Achan. Love the team. I assume this is a super flex. If it's not, it's still great. But if it's a super flex, it's even better. C-Mac, Achan, and Lamar. You've got Olave, Cup, McLaurin, BT. Love it. Nothing to even do here but wait and let some players gain value. Sometimes there's just nothing that stands out as a player I want to get rid of at all. Hezo, appreciate you. Mahomes, Lamb, Smith, Higgins, Dell, Worthy, Coleman, Dobbs, Kyren, Ramondre. Like the team, should I drop someone and pick up Mason? I would probably, if you could fit it. I'm looking. I don't see anybody here you can drop. I mean, your worst player is probably Dobbs, and he might be the number 1 for his team. I don't think you can make the move. I don't think if this is your actual bench, no. There's nothing you could do unless you dropped your backup tight end, which I believe Goddard's your start. No, Ingram. You could drop Goddard and pick up Mason. I don't know it's the wisest move on either side. Like, it's really kind of shaky to leave Mason out there. It's shaky to leave Goddard out there. I'd be okay with it, though, since you got Ingram, if you wanted to get a little ballsy. So, yeah, that's okay. Goddard, I guess, but I like Goddard. Anthony Richardson, MHJ, Evans, Michael Pittman Jr., CMC, Likely, and Monty. Very good team. I guess I would say, like, trade-wise, I'm trying to toy around with getting rid of Evans and Monty for one big stud and then hit the waiver wire, hit the bench. I mean, you got to have a good bench player you could throw in. I'm not saying you have to grab a waiver wire guy. But Monty and Evans for a top 12 overall player, I think you could pull it off. And don't go lower than that. You shouldn't. And if you don't get it, just wait. Let Monty score 2 touchdowns in week 1, which is possible. And that's not even a knock on Gibbs' value. Jay, $10 holler from Jay. Appreciate you, Jay. My main man, Jay, coming in strong with a 10 wad. Rank this team: Hurts, Kyren, Gibbs, Debo, Dell, Worthy, Brown, Ferguson, bench, Corum. Love it. Adunze, you're flying high. I love your receivers. Debo, Dell, Worthy's crafty. Hollywood Brown's crafty. Nothing to even do here but sit back and get an 8.0 minimum score for me. I love it. Jonathan, appreciate you. Dynasty Superflex currently have CJ, Stroud, Dak, Bryce. Okay, and then you got Breece Hall, Kyren, Corum. Love it. Braylon Allen. Love it. JJ, Puka, Aiyuk, Hollywood, J-Mo, McBride. Love it. Moves to make would be getting out of the Aiyuk game, potentially. You could throw J-Mo into your wide receiver 3 if it meant upgrading something. But your running back 1 and 2 are fantastic. So maybe you're trying to upgrade a QB using Aiyuk. Maybe you're trying to upgrade a QB or a, let's see here, wide receiver. No, the most I'm doing is using Aiyuk or J-Mo or Hollywood to upgrade your quarterback if possible. If not, I'm just going to wait. I think Ayuk's got such damage value right now that you're better off maybe waiting anyway. But if you can use Aiyuk to upgrade your QB, otherwise I'm standing down, and I don't want to change anything in your lineup. I like all those players. Tripod deployed. I think I read this one off already from Corey. Corey, love the team. Fantastic. I'm back in the grind this season. Thanks, Smitty. I don't know if I read that part. But yeah, really good squad, bro. This is a fantastic team. Tripoded out. Debo, Devonta Smith, Kincaid. Absolute 8.5 probably team. Love the team, bro. Love it. Cameron, $2 holler. Trade Dell for Kyler. I have JD5. If it's a 1 QB, I'm going to say no. I'm going to say take JD5 and Dell and ride that wave. If it's a super flex, of course, but I don't think you need to make that move. I like Kyler, but is Kyler really better than JD5? Week 1 hasn't even kicked off yet, and JD5 looks phenomenal. Like, I'm going to ride that Dell train, unless Dell's on your bench or something. And if he is, then I'm trying to upgrade a little bit more. I'm trying to get myself into an I don't want to say AR5 might be better than Kyler. Could be better than AR5. Stroud, maybe. That might be it. Speak. Ya piece, dropping a $2. Should I trade Kamara for Jacobs? I would take Jacobs in a millisecond over Alvin Kamara. I like Kamara, but I'm taking Jacobs. Jacobs is a potential top 10 running back, maybe top 6 to 10. This is a moon man extraordinaire.
The moon man, dropping loads in outer space.
I'm sorry, Mars.
He's on a shuttle to Mars. Mars man.
Mars men extraordinaire. Jacobs to the mother flipping moon. And the news that we got today. Did I answer Oat Smasher's super chat? 10-man keeper PPR with the 3rd round McBride. Pick my 3 keepers. London. Oat Smasher, did I miss this? I'm so sorry if I did. 3 keeper London with the 5th. Dell and Rice with the 16th. I'm going to take Dell. I'm going to take Dell or Rice. One of the two. Oat Smasher, if you're out there, I apologize if I missed. Actually, you know what? I think you just dropped this. Okay. I think I'm okay. I thought that this was sitting on screen for a long time. I don't think it was. I'm probably thinking, guys, do we like Dell or Rice in round 16? I like London in 5, but you're talking about a significant cost difference. What are we doing here? Dell in 16 or Rice in 16? Rice might be climbing above Dell right now, value-wise. Keep in mind that Rice was a 2nd round to 3rd round pick before the off-the-field stuff, and it might not be much different, I think. So, Oat Smasher, appreciate you dropping that wad. Let's see what the chat thinks, and we'll go from there. Cameron says I missed his other super chat. Let's see, Cameron. Let me pull it up. Cameron says drop Corum for BT. Okay, I answered that one. trade Dell for Kyler. I answered that one. And then Cameron's other super chat. I don't think I got to it yet, Cameron. I don't think it's not that I missed it. Trying to trade to get Kincaid. I have Debo, DK, Dell, Rice, McLaurin, BT, Spears. Yeah, good squad. So to get Kincaid, I guess, if they don't have a tight end, you're using Goddard. So Goddard and maybe McLaurin, Goddard and maybe BT, Goddard and B-Rob. I like the trading of B-Rob more than anything, bro, because he's got a lot of value right now. Would I trade B-Rob and, let's say he had no interest in Goddard. Would I trade B-Rob and McLaurin for Kincaid? With your depth, maybe. It sounds a little bit crazy. I know some might say, what in the hell did he just say? But, I mean, maybe the depth is through the roof on that team, broski. That is crazy. Kenny with a $2 hauler says, Smitty, cut one. JT, Kyren, Waddle, Collins, and Puka. I'm going to say, boy, you're not cutting Kyren. You're not cutting Puka. And you're probably, cutting one? If you're keeping, I guess I'd cut Waddle over Nico. I'd keep Nico maybe over Waddle. It's such a close call, but that's where the dilemma is. Right, appreciate you with a $10 hauler moonshot. Whoops.
To the moon.
Thank you, appreciate you. Revenge tour anyway, right? Let's see here. Let me get the phone number off screen. A few of you are calling in. The phone lines are not open right now. 10-man, 2-flex, PPR, Joe Burrow, Brees, and Mostert. I like that. Puka, Olave, Rice. I like it. Aiyuk, Brad, bench, Braylon Allen. I mean, Neighbors and Brooks together for one better player. Mostert to the Achane owner. I wonder what you could do. Or could you go get Achane using maybe Neighbors and Warren, Brooks and Neighbors, Aiyuk and maybe, Aiyuk and Brooks or Aiyuk and Warren, Neighbors and Warren, like those should land you a RB. Brees Hall to the moon, that's damn straight. That should land you an RB. We're talking like Kyren, Achane, You've already got Brees. So Kyren, Achane, Barkley, Etienne, Pacheco, Jacobs are all in the cards. Now, some of those you're going to give up more than others, but those are all, like, you can attain those with Neighbors and Warren, and those are some good trade pieces. And Brooks, there's no way you can't try and maneuver something. In worst case scenario, like, would I trade Olave for a running back straight up, and Olave sometimes goes higher? Yeah, I'd rather get rid of Aiyuk because he feels like an injury risk. Ian with the super chat there, pal. Appreciate you dropping that super chat wad on screen, my guy. Let me get Caleb's here. Caleb, appreciate you. Superfish, let me put yours over here. Steven, let me put your super chat over here. I think I was answering some of them earlier than others. I apologize. I'm trying to keep them in order, but I'm getting confused on screen. It's my fault. Take a lap, Smitty. Jonathan, I got yours as well. I think I got all of them on screen, at least for right now. So I've cleared off my super chat docket, and I need to just get through these, okay? Let me go to Superfish's $10 hauler for your marker fund, Smitty. It's going to pick up here. Yeah, my markers are going out, so I appreciate that. I got to order it tonight. That's very, very appreciated. I need to remember to order the markers tonight. I don't know how I'm going to remember, but I got to do it. Ziggy, remind me to order markers tonight.
What time tonight should I remind you?
9 p.m.
Okay, I'll create a reminder at 9 p.m.
Thank you. Jonathan with the $5 hauler. Hey, Smitty, Dynasty Superflex currently have CJ, Dak, Bryce. I answered this one already. Yeah, it's a good team. Moves to make. Yeah, I already answered this one. I think Aiyuk. Aiyuk is the one I want to trade. Ill Phil, $10 hauler.
To the moon.
Appreciate Ill Phil in the building. Ill Phil says, Kyren owner playing in an ESPN default setting, home league, full PPR. Will Kyren as my running back, you get credit for return, punt, TD? I don't know. You'd have to look. I have no idea. You'd have to look at your own scoring. I have no clue. You should be able to test it or look at it. ESPN's weird. I don't know that ESPN has a way to like hit the test button, but on Sleeper you can do a test and I think press like what does the scoring look like. But I don't know. That's the problem, is someone's saying like, hey, make content around this. Everybody should be increasing their value of Kyren, or people say you should be lowering your value of Kyren. We don't really know. And I can't tell you, because standard scoring, it could be standard scoring with a slight tweak. I have no clue. I don't know if ESPN includes, I know they don't include yardage, but like a touchdown by Kyren, I don't know. You have to look at your league. You got to ask your commissioner. Or go into the settings and it'll show you under scoring. I bet if you click on scoring, it'll show you. There's got to be a way, league settings, scoring, it'll show you. Just keep scanning down, and if you don't see it, it's probably not there. Ian with a $10 holler. Ian, appreciate you with a 10 wad, my guy. Omar, appreciate your super chat. I got it in the corner here. Ian, please rate my 10-team 2QB league. Mahomes, JD5, Bijan, Jacobs, MHJ, Tank Dell, Kincaid, Connor, JMO, Benson, Chase Brown, BT, 8.4. I mean, what else do you want here? Went Kincaid over Devontae Waddle, which I feel was a misstep. I don't think it was a misstep. You got so much depth. You're now dominating in a 10-team league. You need advantages, right? You've got JD5 and a Mahomes at QB. That's a huge advantage. And everybody's going to have stacked running backs and wide receivers. You have one of the difference makers at a very vulnerable position, and a position that not everybody can have a dominant player at. So I think you did good. I don't think you made a mistake in a 10-man league. Steven with a $5 holler. Dynasty, I have Gibbs, Kyren. Would you trade Gibbs for Jonathan Taylor, Corum, and Worthy? No, I would not. I would not. I want Corum, but I'm not making sacrifices to get rid of Gibbs to go to JT, who's had trouble staying healthy for a little while now. I don't like that at all. Not at all. Smitty disapproved.
To the moon.
No. Caleb with a $5 hauler. Full PPR, Mahomes, JD5, Bijan, Kyren, Achane, Debo, Dell, McBride, Zamir, Keon, Benson. I feel like I read this one off already. It's absolutely amazing. Debo, Dell, no, there's no, like Zamir, and maybe you're holding Benson, you're waiting on Benson. Zamir White, maybe you're trading him at some point with, I don't know. I love Debo, Dell, Achane, Kyren, Bijan. I don't want to trade any of those guys. Like, yeah, and even JD5, like you could upgrade JD5 using Zamir or maybe Worthy or something, but like, do we want to? Maybe we let this play out. You've already got Mahomes. JD5 might be that guy, and I kind of want a piece of that as a 2QB. And Omar, and this will be the last super chat of the moment, at least, Achane and Rice for Hall and Olave. No, I flip Hall and Olave for Bijan and AJ Brown. Smitty approved. Okay, so let me read this again. Achane and Rice for Hall and Olave. Again, yeah. And no, I flipped Hall and Olave for Bijan and AJ Brown. If you flipped at the end, if you took Achane and Rice and turned it into Bijan and AJ Brown, that's phenomenal. You did an outstanding job, Omar. That's like playing 5D level chess with everybody. That is an unbelievable job.
You've just been Smitty.
Unbelievable. Okay, open phone line. Oh, actually, you know what? Hold on. No open phone lines yet. Let me get with Miss Smitty real quick and see what she wants me to order for food. What do you want? Sorry about all caps, because I was typing in the system here with all caps. I'm gonna order. We're gonna call Cheesecake Factory. All right, tell me, and I'll order. We got a gift card for the Cheesecake Factory, so we're gonna go ahead and use that. Do it live. Do it live. Cheesecake Factory to the moon. To the moon.
To the moon.
I think I'm gonna get. Actually, let me have her order it, or I can, or you can. I want the steak bites. You choose. Okay. Phone lines are open. Dial in. Dial in.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
I'll tell you, I'm amped up. I think we're having a great offseason so far, heading into week 1. And the show's popping. We got 524 people still in here, 380 thumbs up. We had the Scott Hansen interview earlier. If you missed this clip right here.
Hampton from NFL Red Zone, and 17 weeks of commercial-free fantasy football start now.
Let's go, mashed potatoes.
Yeah, buddy.
Wow.
I've never seen you wide shot there, my dude. That's
Yeah.
impressive.
Yeah, this is
a poster with Roselle on it and Bill Parcells behind me.
Yeah.
You know, it's not my office, but you got to hook up there.
Yeah, this is where go watch the full Scott Hansen interview. Is really, really good. And then after that, as soon as he jumped off, John Ortiz, actor in Silver Linings Playbook and the new TV series on Apple TV Plus. It's called Bad Monkey. He's in that. He's in Fast and the Furious. He came on the show right after. John Ortiz is a pal. He's a good dude. And it's always a good conversation with John Ortiz. Really good actor. And he just announced that he broke the news on our show that he's doing Nobody Part 2. Nobody's with Bendenkirk, or what's his name from Better Call Saul. Saul Goodman, the actor that plays Saul Goodman. He was in a movie called Nobody. And it was where he was like some relocated hitman or something, pretending to be just a normal husband, and he had to come out of retirement. But he's starring as one of the main guys in that Part 2 version. So yeah, Bob Odenkirk, that's right, Odenkirk. So anyway, go watch that interview. It's the Scott Hansen thumbnail, but that was such a good interview with both those guys. Such a good show. Go check it out. Phone lines are open. Dial in. Bendenkirk. Yeah, I was thinking of the Green Bay Packer quarterback when I was saying Odenkirk. Bendenkirk. Odenkirk. Nobody. Yeah, it was a good movie. Real good. Can you order? I'm exhausted. I have been. Sure. What do you want? This is going to be that whole back and forth. Just let me know. We can call up Cheesecake Factory. She doesn't need to do that. We can handle that. We got it. If anybody missed the news section, real briefly, just going over this stuff, just quickly, AJ Dillon on IR. That means that the rookie will eventually be the backup, but he's also banged up. So Jacobs to the mother freaking moon. Gluten-free Godiva cheesecake. Okay. Let's call it up. Let's do it live. Cheesecake Factory. Let's see here. Cheesecake Factory. Oh, rock out. I'll do your voicemail. Can you tell them they are live? No, JP. Yes, I was wondering if I could order something to be picked up to go. Yes, it'd be under Smitty.
Sorry, can you say that one more time?
Smitty, Smitty.
Oh, Smitty.
Yeah.
Alright. And do you have a phone number I can text you on?
Actually, not at the moment.
Sorry?
Not at the moment, no.
Okay. Alright. And then will you be picking up in the lobby or?
Yes, I'll come into the lobby. The lobby would be great. Can I get one gluten-free Godiva cheesecake?
Did you want whipped cream on that?
Sure. And then I'll take I don't know what it's called, but you have it's like steak, but it's like steak bites or something. It's like a meal. You know what that's?
It was a what? Sorry.
It's got it's like steak, but it's like steak bites. I forget the name of the meal. Sorry.
We have a couple. We have a steak Diane, and then we also have the skinny steak medallion.
Yeah, the medallions. That's the one. I'll take that.
Okay, this is medallion.
What's that come with,
What did
Bart?
you want your meat on?
Medium?
Sorry, were you saying
Hey,
another thing?
yeah, what comes with that?
It comes with mushroom, parsley, salt, spice, tomato,
Okay.
asparagus.
Sounds great.
Is everything on there good?
Yeah, that's good.
Can I show anything else?
That's it.
Okay, I believe right now our wait is around 25 minutes.
Okay, sounds perfect. Thank you. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. We'll see you soon.
All right, didn't want to give my number on. Can you read off your home number? Yeah, so I could have Caleb calling me in the middle of the night. All right, so we got cheesecake ordered. I'll tell Miss Smitty ordered. Leave in a few. I still got some super rockouts Instagram rap voice message. I need to go do that. Let's see what Rockout's saying. Rockout, hit us with it. Drop a beat, pal. Here we go. Rockout season in full effect. Here we go.
Smitty is the GOAT. He will punch you in.
Hold on.
Smitty is the GOAT. He will punch you in the throat. Riding it out like we doing like a rodeo. That's just how we get it on. Ready for the game now. This is how we play it on. Like we here on the Fantasy of Football show.
Thank you, Rockout. Appreciate you. 732 caller. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hey, Zach from Virginia.
Zach from Virginia. What can I do for you? You're live.
Hey, I just finished off my redraft league and just wanted to get some inputs on your team. So I got a double flex.
All right.
So I'm starting 4 wide receivers. I got AJ Brown, Marvin, T. Higgins, and JSN are my 4 wide receivers. I
Okay.
only worry about 4 wide receivers.
Okay.
Do I start Jerome Ford over JSN?
JSN over Jerome Ford. I think you're starting Jerome Ford in week 1. I think you're getting a whole lot of work out of that guy in week 1. And JSN, we're still kind of in a holding pattern. I think it's all going to be good. I'm not saying that there's in a world where he scores a touchdown and we're like, damn, we could use him right away. But I do feel like Ford is guaranteed the touches, bro. He's
My 2 running backs are Monty and Kenneth Walker.
Yeah. Wow. That's it. What size league is this?
This is a 12-team PPR.
12 team. Read your whole team off again, because I feel like your running backs are thin.
So Trevor, Kenneth Walker,
Trevor,
Monty,
T Law.
T. Law is my quarterback. My 2 starting running backs, Kenneth Walker, Montgomery. Then I got AJ Brown, Marvin Harrison. Dalton
Okay, hold
Kincaid.
on. Monty and I'm sorry, who?
I got Kenneth Walker, Monty.
Walker. Okay, Higgins, AJ Brown, and
Marvin Harrison, Kincaid.
MSJ, Kincaid. Okay. Kincaid helps because I was like, I'm wondering where some of the balance is. Okay, so your first rounder was AJ Brown. Your second rounder was Marvin Harrison Jr. And your third rounder was Walker?
Yep, I went Walker, then T. Higgins.
Yeah. So I'm not trying to say I don't see upside in the team or anything, but like I feel like this is why I don't like going wide receiver more times than not, because, and I'm going to do a video on this tonight or tomorrow, that if you don't get an RB, and I'm best player available, but that oftentimes will tell you to go RB because it is the best player available. But I think if you don't get an RB and you get down to the Walkers and Monties, you end up taking players a little early, or you're drafting position of need because the running backs are flying off and you're getting nervous about it. And I can't blame you for getting nervous about it, but this is a pretty thin team. I'd say AJ Brown and MHJ are very deserving of their first and second round picks. But as much as I love Walker, I do love Walker, and he goes in the second to third round territory. I don't love it as my RB1. And Monty, same thing. I'm not super pumped about it. I think if you had like a Mahomes or a Hurts or an AR5, it'd make it a little bit better. but it definitely is. There's some lacking here. I don't know what to do though, because unless you can trade AJB for like a Dillon, ETN, or a Pacheco, AJ Brown for Pacheco and Dell or something, which would be a phenomenal move. I don't know how to fix this instead of you just hitting the right waiver wire guy and that's how you win the league. But it definitely feels like it's lacking. This Higgins and Walker are a little bit tough third and fourth drafted players for me, considering. But I like your two wide receivers, I do. But MHJ in a non-best ball tends to fall to the 2-3 turn, and I think it just feels like maybe we reached on MHJ, and then we had to reach a little bit on Higgins, and Walker's not necessarily a reach, but he's just so much of a better fourth or fifth round pick. And in non-best ball, he doesn't really go there. He goes 2-3. But he goes 2-3 because people are starving at running back, and they're stealing running backs from the third and fourth round. They're taking them at 2-3 instead of 3-4. And it's kind of the same inverse thing happening in best ball. People are taking wide receivers too early, and then they're drafting third round wide receivers at the end of 2. They're drafting fourth round wide receivers at the end of 3. And I feel like Walker and Monty are being drafted too early in this scenario. I'm just giving you my blunt, honest advice.
Yeah, I appreciate it, big dog.
Do you have another draft coming up?
Oh, no, that was my last one. I have a pretty strong bench. I got Chuba.
Hey,
I got Jalen Warren.
If you want to get in another draft, bro, all you gotta do is join the Patreon, and on the Patreon, we still have a few more spots for sure. If you join tonight. But it's $10 a month on the Patreon. You can cancel anytime if you don't like it, but it's the best advice you're going to get because it's live 365. It's basically our YouTube live stream chat, 365 in 10 chat rooms constantly, whenever you want. And during games, we're going to live inside the game day live chat room and just talk to each other or start bench advice, whatever. But there's still a handful of spots left. If anybody hits the link that I just dropped in the live chat right now, let me actually type it out. Join my Patreon. If you hit this link, sign up for the $10 a month, cancel anytime. I will send you a link, as long as you do it by tonight probably, to get into the league. It's no entry fee, but the draft will be live on the show, I believe, the next weekend, and it will be 22 people in each league. Best ball, 1 QB, 1 running back, 1 wide receiver, 1 tight end, 4 bench spots, 22-man league. That means quarterbacks are going to fly off the board. And the winner of each of the 6 leagues will get a guaranteed spot in the Dynasty League 2025 startup draft on the channel. So just to give you something else to think about if you want to join another league. And that goes for everybody watching right now.
Maybe I'll check it out, brother.
All right, as far as moves, let me just say real quickly, the reverse engineer this team, who was available at the MHJ pick? Running back wise.
Running back wise, it was
Ed just
Saquon.
Saquon, okay, so let's put Barkley here. Ed just became a member. Ed, I'll send you a link to the league. Anybody else that joins the Patreon, you can get into the league, okay? So Barkley and AJ Brown. Who is available in the third round pick? Do you have it in front of you? You don't have to do this. I'm just going to try.
I have it in front of me right now.
I want to show you what I would have done. Okay, so third round pick. Who is available at the third round pick? List off like the top 7-8 guys.
Top 7-8 guys. It was Chris Olave, Stephon Diggs, James Cook, Deebo Samuel, Laporta.
Okay. What about quarterbacks?
Quarterbacks. Mahomes and Jalen Hurts.
Mahomes, AJ Brown, and Barkley. I'm already making this team an absolute monster. Okay, who's available in the fourth round pick?
The fourth round pick. So I had the 4-2. I had the second round, and
so Deebo.
It was Olave. Yeah, well, Deebo went before me. He went at the 4-1.
Okay.
But I had James Cook, Diggs, Olave, DK, Amari Cooper, George Pickens.
Cooper Kupp?
No, Cooper Kupp went in the third round.
Jacobs?
He went in the third round as well.
Okay, DK, okay. And then your fifth round pick was who? Kincaid?
Yep.
All right. And Monty was later. This team right here, you can be honest with me, and the chat can tell me, but would this team not have crushed that team? This team it's A.J. Brown, Saquon Barkley, Patrick Mahomes, DK Metcalf, Kincaid, Monty. This is like a monster team to me. So that's just kind of like best player available to me is the only way. I think when people like get set on going wide receiver, or even running back, as much as I'm a running back guy, I'm a running back guy because it's best player available. But can anybody in the live chat tell me that this isn't a really, really good team right here? This team could easily win the league without even looking at the other teams. I'm not saying yours is bad, but this is best player available. Yours was drafted based off position of need, I think. It's just my assessment.
So I went wide receiver over Saquon and any of the running backs because every year I get burned by running back injury. And Marvin Harrison has no target competition whatsoever.
Jay, welcome, Jay. Yeah, I know, but answer that question though. Do you think that Barkley, and I don't even know who was there when Monty was there. I might even pick another player I like better. But I mean, this team looks great, bro. I mean, Barkley. I know you got burned by running backs, but isn't there a chance you're going to get burned by Monty and who's your other running back? Walker. Like Walker could burn you just as easily as Barkley could burn you. You know, and I don't know that. I don't think there's any less risk with the team you built versus this in terms of running backs burning you.
Right.
Anyway, but
so
don't
Malik Neighbors at 311, but he went at 310.
No, I mean, look, Mahomes is the best pick in fantasy football. And even if, let's say, you were to go Debo, what quarterback was available at 4? Was Hurts still there? Mahomes was still there. But so Hurts was probably, so you could have went Debo and Mahomes. This is a killer team, bro. This team, like, this could win the league. Who was available when Monty was on the board?
No one great. Swift, Lamar, DJ Stroud, Zamir White, James Conner.
Okay, so Stroud, you should have taken Stroud there. To be honest, when you not that I do that with Mahomes here, but when you have T. Law on your team and Stroud was sitting there, you went running back because you were in desperate need of a running back. You went position of need, not best player available. Stroud was a monster at that 5th round pick. So I'm just trying to help you for the next draft because I believe you've got the instincts, and we got another member who just joined the Patreon. You guys are wanting to get in this league pretty badly. We've got TM42 just joined. Jay McKenzie just joined, J-Dog just joined, and Stefan just joined, and Ed just joined. You guys are all going to get into the league. So expect a DM on the Patreon and get to know the people in the Patreon. Go into general, introduce yourself. You're going to absolutely love it. I think you're thinking, oh, I'm going to cancel. I'm just going to get in the league and cancel. But my job is to make you say, I can't cancel this Patreon for $10 a month because I get the live chat all day long with these great people. I love it. You get to chat all day long with great people in the Patreon. I'm sorry. Go ahead, bro. What were you saying?
I don't value quarterbacks that high, so I picked T-Law in the 10th round. And I think T-Law is bound for an MVP year. He's got the best offense he's ever had. He's got rushing upside that C.J. Stroud does not have. So I mainly focus on rushing quarterbacks. And I think T-Law, like the value, he went 10th round versus Stroud in the 6th. Like I'd take Monty over Stroud in the 6th round any day of the week.
Even so, bro, let's put Monty back in your 6th round pick. My team still annihilates the team you drafted. And I'm not saying it's a perfect, like reverse engineering is easy because you can, like, you know what you picked. But you read off names and I told you who I wanted. You read off names and I told you who I wanted. I think this team would absolutely lambaste your team. And I'm just saying, don't pass just because there's value-laden QBs, whatever. Mahomes could outscore everybody and carry your team week in and week out. This is the team that I would build. That's all I'm saying. Take it however you want it. I think the team that you built has some potential. Hit the waiver wire. Maybe you smash the hell out of the waiver wire and win the league. But I think you do need that. I don't think that team that you read off with the Higgins and Walker and Monty and T-Law and A.J. Brown, and who was it, Marvin Harrison Jr. I don't think that team wins the league, but I think if you can alter it slightly by way of waiver wire or some sort of trade later with AJB, dividing AJB into Pacheco and Dell, and specifically if AJB has 150 yards and a touchdown in week 1, and Dell doesn't do anything, and Pacheco doesn't do anything, or ETN doesn't do anything, and Dell doesn't do anything, or another wide receiver that comes to mind would be like DK or Debo or whatever, you get 2 players for AJ Brown. I think maybe you doing buy low and selling high can build this team back up. But I know you like it. That's all that matters. Who cares what I think? That's my thinking there, and I appreciate you, bro. Call back.
Man, I appreciate it.
Yeah, call back later if you got another one. All right, let me see. We got Ant Philly coming with a $5 hauler. Should I drop B. Robinson Jr. for Goff? My QB is JD5. No. Running backs have Barkley, Kyren, Corum. I mean, you don't have a backup QB at all. I would be tempted to grab Goff, but not for B. Robinson. I'd probably trade him before. If you need to open up a spot, like do a 2-for-1. B. Robinson has some good trade value right now, and he's a pretty good player. I wouldn't drop him for Goff. I wouldn't. And if Goff's on waivers, that means you'll be fine. You know, if you need a quarterback, it sounds like the quarterbacks are on the waiver wire. Blake, appreciate your $5 hauler. 10-man, 9th pick. 3 flex, non-super flex QBs. Allen, Love. Okay, non-super flex. Okay. Allen, Love. I love Allen. Running backs are Taylor, Mixon, Zamir, Mostert. Get rid of Mixon the first chance I get. I'd be very tempted to trade away Zamir on the high if he has any sort of value after week 1, but you probably have to wait. Or maybe just to explore. Somebody that needs an RB might overpay. But Mixon, I'm trading away. I like Mostert. That means I want to go get Achane because you got Mostert. Wide receivers, Wilson, Diggs, Terry, McLaurin. I like Terry. I like Reed. Love Kincaid. I don't like Diggs. Maybe Diggs and Mixon for one better player. And you could swing pretty high with that. Diggs has got like 3rd round value. Mixon's got 4 or 5 round value. I think you could probably send those 2 guys for a 2nd round player. And you're probably looking at a Diggs and Mixon getting you as high as Barkley, as high as Achane, as high as Kyren. You know, Kyren and Achane go sometimes at the top of 3 or bottom 2, and Diggs is a 3rd rounder. So you throw Diggs and Mixon together, or Zamir. I mean, even all 3, I think you could land one of those guys that could be, in my mind, a top 5 running back. Appreciate you. And then Blake says one more question. Blake says, and Brooks on my IR. Brooks is also movable. So that's definitely something that I would strongly consider, especially knowing that information, because now you got Brooks waiting for you if you need to make that trade and throw Zamir in, or you do a Brooks trade as well. $10 hauler from Tua, dropping the 10 wad, gets a moonshot. I'm gonna go to the phone line in a second. Josh and Ace, just hang tight. Tua, 10-man PPR, full Superflex, full PPR. Mahomes, Tua, good quarterbacks. Kyren, James Conner. You've got Benson, so I love that. Garrett Wilson, Dell, Coleman, Kelsey, fantastic team. You're waiting on Ford to gain a little value. That's it. Maybe Fields gain some value. Fields and Ford together can go get you something. I like the idea of trading Connor and Fields, or Connor and Ford, or Connor and maybe even, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if I want to touch any of the starters other than, maybe using Connor to upgrade, Connor. So Connor and Fields, if that ends up happening. Trades for wide receivers. I don't know that I'm making, like, if I'm trading Ford or Fields for like a Tank Dell would be great, but you have them. So like, what other player mirrors Tank Dell in terms of undervalued? Rashee Rice. I'd love to get Rashee Rice. Maybe using your RBs, using Fields, if Fields can gain some value. But you're beholden to the values and valuation of Fields and Ford and potentially Connor. And you're just going to try and trade those guys and wait on them versus selling low. And lane keeper choice, Kyren or Laporta. Kyren in round 7 is better than Laporta in round 13 to me because of how replaceable Laporta is with another top 3, 4, or 5 tight end this year. And yeah, the value is good for Laporta, but I'm taking Kyren all day. And $20 hauler from Ahmed.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Ahmed, appreciate you dropping the 20 wad draft was tough. What do you think? 12-man league had the 8th pick, AR5, Kyren, Jacobs, Garrett Wilson, London, Kincaid, Watson, bench, Benson, Ford. I like the team. I don't think it's that bad, bro. AR5, Kyren, Jacobs, Garrett Wilson, London, Kincaid. I don't think it's a bad team at all. I think it's a really good squad, and honestly, there's not much to move. You're just kind of waiting. You're waiting, letting Benson gain some value, and you may not even want to trade him once he gains that value. I'm not trading Garrett Wilson. I love London. I love Jacobs. I love Kyren. I love AR5. You got Corum. There's nothing to worry about. Sit back. Let this team go out there and earn its keep. I think Ahmed, it's a great team. I think you're being a little hard on yourself. And there's not even anybody I want to trade. Like, I would have picked it apart. I would have said, get rid of Adams. Get rid of whatever. I like every player that you have. So you're waiting on Benson. If Benson climbs into the driver's seat at some point soon, your team goes from a 7, which it might be a 7.5, goes to a 7.5 to an 8.5. If Benson's a top 12, top 10 running back. And then David, final super chat. Smitty, half PPR 14-team league. Dak, Waddle, Deontay Johnson, Saquon, JT, Kincaid, Walker, third. And Chase Brown, thoughts. Walker in the third. Okay, Walker in the third's tough. I love Walker. He's a moon man. He's a guy I love. We got another Francisco join the Patreon. I love this team. If anybody joins the Patreon tonight, they're getting into the league. So, and we'll draft the league live on the show. I'll send you a DM later. This is a good team. Is it a great team? I don't know. Saquon and JT's fantastic. Waddle, Dak, Walker, it's all good. Kincaid, I like it. There's not much to trade though, you know? And you're not giving me the full bench, which is fine, but there's not much to trade. And the only thing I'd even consider is like JT for like a Pacheco Tank Dell type combo, or ETN and Tank Dell, or JT for HN or Kyren, and you're getting a Tank Dell, and maybe you're throwing back a bench player. But it's still a very good team. Deontay, I'm selling high. Dak Prescott, I don't mind, but I'd upgrade if I could. I love Saquon. I love JT. I love Kincaid. Walker, you could upgrade Walker. Deontay and Walker for maybe a HN or Kyren or Barkley. Those are moves I would make, David. I like the team a lot. All right, let me go over to Josh from Washington State, and then over to Ace, and then over to Alex Cruz. Josh, Alex, it's good to hear from you. I'll be there in a second. Josh from Washington State. Alex, don't hang up. Go ahead, Josh.
How you doing, Smitty?
What's up?
Hey, I got a quick question for you. So I play in a league, and the scoring's a little skewed. So in this league, it's a 4 point per quarterback. You get 0.5 points for every 10 yards thrown by a quarterback. You get 1 point for every 10 yards for a wide receiver.
I'm not going to be able to. I'm not going to be able to calculate this scoring. You're just going to have to ask the question.
We'll make it. Let's make it really simple.
Yeah, please.
Ultimately, the league rewards running. So running is double or triple the points.
Okay.
And so in this league, I drafted AR5 because of the running. I got Gibbs and A10 at running back. It's a 3 running back league, and I really need a third running back. Who should I target?
So you're on the clock, or you mean in a trade?
No, I'm not. No. So it'd be a trade or free agency. So either I go target one of the rookie running backs in free agency, or I work out a trade.
What rookie running backs are available in free agency?
Benson.
Grab them.
So if I grab Benson, I'm going to have to drop Tank Dell or Coleman.
No. Why?
Because that's all I have.
You let me decide that. Name your entire team. AR5, Gibbs, HN. Name your entire team.
Yes. And then I have A.J. Brown, Cooper Kupp, Worthy. And then I have Dell and Coleman. I have Corum, Braylon Allen, and Jalen Wright.
Okay. So first of all, I like Dell more than Worthy. This is Dynasty, though?
No.
Okay. I like Dell more than Worthy. So if you were to cut somebody, I'm not saying to, but it would be of the wide receivers, Coleman and Worthy, but I'm not cutting them.
Okay.
You got HN, you need Wright, Corum. You don't have Kyren, but can you trade Corum to the Kyren owner, or can you just trade for Kyren somehow? Can you use?
It's probably a stretch. I can try, but in this league, they're going to want a king's ransom for it. We're probably talking A.J. Brown and Corum.
And who was the player? What was you were trying to pick up? Who?
It's Benson out of free
Benson.
agency.
That's right, Benson. Okay. I don't know. Chat. Do you think he's? I mean, first of all, you got Gibbs, you got Achane, you got Achane with Wright. Braylon Allen. I love Braylon Allen, but like I'm not dropping. Braylon Allen's a backup running back right now. He's a fantastic backup running back. Just like Benson, though. They're kind of in the same boat. Worthy's a starter. Dell's a starter. Coleman's a starter. Corum's a must cuff to Kyren, but you don't have Kyren. So, like, I'm potentially looking to open up a spot by doing a trade. Can you upgrade Worthy? Can you upgrade Coleman? Can you upgrade even AR5 slightly? Does he have like a Hertz or something like that to use Corum and another player to do that? But I mean, Benson and Braylon Allen are probably your two, your either or Worthy. You're like debating. I wouldn't drop Coleman. I wouldn't drop Dell. So you got to ask yourself, and chat, maybe the chat can vote. Please rank in order Braylon Allen, Worthy, and Benson in a redraft. I think because Benson's not in the lineup yet, bro, he's a monitor. You're just going to monitor him. You're in a weird league. It's very shallow benches. My advice is to monitor. I would say Braylon Allen's more important because he gives you that touchdown production.
And that's what I was thinking. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
All right, monitor what the chat says.
I'll watch the chat.
Yeah.
I'll watch the chat. I appreciate it, Smitty. Have a good night. Enjoy the cheesesteak.
All right, later. Thanks. Ace, you're live.
Hey.
And it's steak medallions.
What's going on,
It's not cheesesteak. It's steak medallions. But okay, go ahead, Ace. What can I do for you?
Man, I just want to give you the full team from earlier. I watched the replay and I've seen that you said I need to know the full roster.
I don't remember what we're talking about, but go ahead real quickly, as fast as you can.
Yeah. So I got the 14-man, 0.5 PPR at the 14th pick. I got Mahomes. Let me see. I got Mahomes, Pacheco, Monty, T. Higgins, Rasheed Rice, McBride.
Hold on. Monty,
Palmer,
T. Higgins, Rasheed Rice. Okay, who's after Rasheed Rice? Okay.
McBride, Josh Palmer, Cortland Sutton, Curtis Samuel.
All right.
And then on the bench, I got Bryce Young, Corum.
What's the question?
Ray Davis. Oh, just any moves. Any moves you think I should make? 14-man, 1-5.
Mahomes, love it. Pacheco, love it. Monty, okay. T. Higgins, okay. Rasheed Rice, love it. Especially you're not going to trade him low. McBride, love it. And I think he's undervalued. So the only thing I'd even contemplate, and it puts you in a bind, but like I'm okay hitting the waiver wire personally, unless the waiver wire is dry as hell. But I mean, it seems like small benches.
I got everything.
Yeah, but Monty and T Higgins for a top 12 overall player, bro. It might be doable. I don't know.
Okay.
Would I rather have Kyren over Monty and T? Like, I'd rather have Kyren and somebody. Would I rather have Achane over Monty and T? Yeah, but I want Achane and somebody. I think you could get somebody, but those are players I like better. Now, you could say Monty's going to surprise everybody. He's going to be a top 12 running back. And if you think that, then, hang with this. It's definitely a good team. I just don't know. Like me, the way that I'm looking at this is if I take Monty and T out, and I got to remember to put them back in if I go a different direction. But let's say I get Kyren in here. Okay, so now I have Kyren instead of, you got Corum already. So I got Kyren, and then right here, who is somebody that you could pick up off waivers, or if there's another bench guy maybe you didn't mention that is worthy of putting into your lineup?
Senate and Mike Wilson.
No, is there like a Jahan Dotson out there? Is there?
Go on. 8-man benches.
Okay, read your bench off. Corum, Davis, who else? Ben Sinnott.
My entire bench is Bryce Young, Corum, Davis, McMillan, Sutton, Mike Wilson, and Sinnott.
Mike Wilson. Okay, so I mean, I guess you could put in like a Sutton or whatever, but is this a better team? I mean, you could argue yes and no. I think T. Higgins and Monty are very valuable. So I guess it depends on who you could get back with Kyren. I don't know. This is a tough one.
Copy.
This is a tough one.
All right.
Could you get Gibbs for Monty and T. Higgins?
I tried to do that give swap with Higgins, and he's like, no, Higgins burned me last year.
I mean, I like Kyren better. See if you can get Kyren and something.
So the Kyren owner, he says he's not trading until week 3. So I tried that too.
Okay. Then I guess you roll in and you hope T has a big week 1, and you hope Monty has a big week 1, and we revisit with some players that had a bad week 1. But this is a really good team. At the end of the day, it's definitely going to be top 6. It's just, a matter of can you hit the right waiver wire guy or make the right trade, and it probably would just take one.
And
trade.
it's 5 point per passing touchdown.
Okay, yeah, Mahomes is going to crush it. Rashee Rice and Mahomes are going to be fire for you. All right, bro.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Have a good one.
Later. Alex Cruz. So Alex Cruz is on the line. I believe Alex Cruz, a Silver Rapture might be in the building and have something to say about this, but I believe Alex Cruz might be the only person that has been here longer than Silver Rapture. And I believe they're both inside my top 10 first followers on the YouTube channel, first subscribers. So Alex Cruz, appreciate you being here, and we'll just call you Tide maybe right now. What can I do for you, pal? Good to hear from you. Hello? You're on mute, Alex.
Oh.
Alert. Stand down order.
I got out of school.
Got out of school. I forget. What are you studying?
No, the Army. Got out of school and I commissioned and stuff.
You sound like you fell asleep in the middle of telling me that.
Can you it's late. It's late. So.
What can I help you with, Alex? No wonder we haven't heard from you. You're sleeping.
Doing more than sleeping. A lot.
No, but I mean, like when you have a moment, you're sleeping. That's all. I don't blame you. But what can I do for you, Alex?
I think that how high would you draft Amon-Ra? Knowing like the schedule, he plays in so many dome games. Like, how high would you draft him?
In round 1, I'd take Amon-Ra in the 6 down. So 1.6. I mean, I would consider it at 1.5, but I just think I love a lot of the guys in the 1.5. I'm still probably drafting Chase over him by a hair. I get the risk. So, but yeah, Hall, Bijan, CMC, Tyreek Hill. So, I definitely think you get to the point where it's AJ Brown and JJ. Amon-Ra makes a lot of sense.
Okay, so at 5 or so. Okay.
Yeah, I mean 1.6 probably, but 5 is fine. 5 is fine. Over JJ's fine. Over Barkley, JT. But I guess, at 1.6, I mean, the question is going to be, what does your RB room look like in round 2 versus, so if you let's say you were taking Amon-Ra over, am I contemplating going Gibbs or someone like that as high as 6? I would honestly consider it if you're telling me the RBs drop off. But given you have a 1.6, you're probably looking at still getting at least one of Achane, Kyren, or Barkley, I imagine. So Amon-Ra at 1.6, and in the second round, you're getting at least one of those. Would you agree, or is your league going to consume running backs?
No, I agree.
Okay, then I Smitty approved the wide receiver round 1. But I would say that people that have this later first round or later second round pick, I don't know. Part of me just says, go Bijan, go Hall, go RB. And then at least you're getting, in a worst case scenario world, you're getting a Cooper Kupp or someone right there. And I'd rather have Bijan and Cooper Kupp than have Jamar Chase or St. Brown higher up and then get screwed out of RB. And I'm taking Walker. I love Walker, but I'm not taking him in 2-3. Maybe late 3, but every team someone shows me where it's got T. Higgins and Walker in the 3rd and 4th round spots, it's not that I don't love those guys at the right value, but I just think the teams look weak as hell. I can't have Walker as my 2nd or 3rd drafted player. If I can't get him later, I won't own him. And if I can get him later in best ball, I love him. Kenneth Walker is kind of a best ball favorite. And I don't want to like live to regret saying that he's not a great third round pick, because he absolutely could be. I'm not saying Walker's not good. I think every best ball team where we get Walker in 4 or 5, we're going to smash those leagues. But it's hard for me to buy him at 2-3.
I agree, because like if the receiving production isn't there, how it wasn't there last year, it's going to be hard.
Different situation, but I just think you want to buy him in a protected territory. If Walker goes nuts, we'll be celebrating it. I won't feel like I missed it all, because in best ball we smashed the hell out of Walker shares. I like to protect myself a little bit in the second, third round a little more. But yeah, St. Brown in round 1 is not bad, bro. But JJ, can I admit that in the league where I took St. Brown in the Moonman Marsman league, I traded him. I ended up getting Bijan in a trade. I made a big trade. But I did like kind of get the sense when I was trying to make trades that if I had JJ, I would have had more trade power than having Amon-Ra. I don't know why it was, but people liked Amon-Ra a lot. They were very interested, but I feel like if I did have JJ to throw around, there was more value there in trade market, I think. But I don't know. We'll see. I love Amon-Ra.
Okay, that's good. I've been like they took my phone for like 4 months, and I haven't had any like internet.
They
for, like,
took
4
your
months.
phone? You're not allowed to have your phone?
No, because it was a school, like, and so like
it sounds
like
weird
these
school.
rules. So I've just been like I'm
tied
just
up
now getting back and finding out.
Yeah, you
like, all
sound
the
like it.
information.
You sound like you've been in a cave dormant for months. All right, hey Alex, I got a roll. I got to go pick up the food. Appreciate you, bro. Call in more often. Are you going to be able to watch the show more?
Yes.
All right, go watch the Scott Hansen interview, and it's the last video before this. I'll see you later, bro.
That's it.
Get some sleep. All right, we're gonna be out of here. Phone lines are closed. I'm sorry. I know a lot of you were trying to dial in, but I couldn't answer because the phone line's been ringing nonstop. MJ with a $20 hauler. Appreciate you with the 20 watt
alert. Super chat alert.
20 watt from MJ. Can you rate my squad? Mahomes, Gibbs, Kyren, Debo, Dell, Rice. It's a great team. Only thing I'm even contemplating trading, this is maybe an 8.0, is Deontay and Chuba Hubbard for like just some guy I like a little bit better. Doesn't even have to. It could be something where someone's like, it seems like an even trade. Why are you doing this? Like, I would just trade. I just want to get rid of Deontay, get rid of Hubbard, and even if it's like, I'm trying to think of a player, even if it's like Worthy or somebody that I just really want to own. But this team, especially because you have Mahomes, this is a squad. This is a squad. Deontay and Chuba for Rice. You already have Rice. For Worthy or for, I don't know. Benson, just a home run hitter for later. I'd honestly contemplate it. I get rid of Deontay. I don't think Deontay's going to hold value like everybody thinks, but we'll see. Miles with a $5 hauler. I drop Shakir. Who should I drop for Shakir? Corum, no. Downs, sure. Yoshi Voss, Mims, Baker, McCaffrey. I don't love Baker if you're feeling okay at quarterback, but if you need a backup and he's your only guy, you don't want to cut him, I guess. But Shakir, I like Shakir more than Downs, probably. I would say Downs for now. Maybe we monitor Downs, though. He's definitely like a good player, but I don't know. We'll have to see, bro. Business, appreciate you with the $5 hauler. Thoughts on my 10-man league? Lamar, Hill, DK, ETN, HN, Dell, Coleman, Harris. Very good, Mostert. Trading Harris if I can get away with it. Harris and Harris to upgrade Lamar slightly. If you're a big Lamar guy, don't listen to me and roll with Lamar. But I'm trying to get Mahomes, Hurts, and Josh Allen every chance I get when I can. Najee seems like a player that could maybe upgrade that. Go and upgrade a DK using Najee, going for a St. Brown, going for a Jamar Chase. I'm doing that. If I can't do that, no problem. And Mostert, go to the HN owner, see if you can get HN for ETN even. I personally rather have HN. Maybe you have to give up Najee Harris to get that done. And I do that. I do, because you got Mostert. I make sure I go find Jalen Wright if he's on waivers. He's seemed like pretty small benches, so maybe you can take care of that. Love the team, though, and that's the only thing I'm really even contemplating. I really like the rest of it. In this right here from Racing Boy, $10 hauler gets a moonshot. Racing Boy, appreciate you.
To the moon.
That Cheesecake Factory is probably like, where is this guy? QB Stroud, Purdy, running backs Bijan, Walker, Henry, Benson, Sharbs, Olave, Higgins, McLaurin, McConkey, Kincaid. Very, very solid team. Bijan, Henry. I mean, look, I don't mind Walker in this scenario. This is a great scenario to have Walker. This is what I'm talking about. I feel like this guy got Walker at a discount. Everybody else is taking Walker too high. I don't know what's going on here. This is a good squad. Henry for Kyren or Achane, and, giving up a McLaurin if I need to. I love rolling with Olave, Higgins, and Worthy if I need to make that happen. Walker I like, but would I trade him out for either running back as well? Yes. Love Benson. Keep Benson on the bench. I believe this is a 1 QB. If it's 2 QBs, then it does lessen the team a little bit. But if it's 1 QB, I absolutely love it. Just looking to maybe upgrade Henry or something just to a player I trust a little bit more. That's all. Doesn't mean that it's a bad pick. Doesn't mean you sell Henry on the cheap or something like that. I just don't trust Henry on the year when you can go potentially get a player I like a little better. And I love Pacheco too, and you can maybe trade Henry for Pacheco and something, or it's an even trade. Prescott, Kyren, and James Cook, Chase, Diggs, and Njoku, Rice. Bench is Warren, Coleman. I like the squad. Would I try and upgrade Prescott using maybe a Diggs? I would look to do that. Prescott and Diggs for one of the top 3 quarterbacks. Would I try and upgrade Cook with Diggs to try and get a top, running back like Barkley or one of the running backs I keep listing off like Achane or Pacheco? Would I try and honestly, James Cook and Diggs will get you Pacheco and something. Just be careful, when I say this, you know that you're getting an additional player probably in many of these cases. I don't trade Rice. I don't trade Chase. I don't trade Kyren. And I don't trade... Yeah, those are the guys I don't trade. Coleman. I don't trade Coleman. But I'm willing to use Diggs or Diggs and Warren together to get one better player, or Diggs alone to upgrade Prescott. Diggs alone to upgrade Warren. But Warren's a tough guy to trade because he's got the hamstring injury, but he is expected to start week 1. So you might be a candidate to let week 1 play out. AR5 plus McBride or Hurts and Ingram. Give me Hurts and Ingram over AR5 and McBride. And Wright versus Benson. Give me Wright for now. But that could change, right? Right. It could change. Benson in there. If Benson was starting, I'd pick Benson. But Wright feels like he'll get a little bit more run. Appreciate you. I'll see you all later. Potentially back tonight. It's 8:20 on my time already. I don't know. We'll see if I come back tonight. Make sure you hit this link, the link that's pinned in the live chat for the Patreon League. If you want to be in, just hit the link, join the Patreon. I promise you'll love it anyway. And you probably won't want to cancel it, but you could if you wanted to join it for a month and try it out. But we're live chatting in there. It's the way to extend the live chat community. Go watch the Scott Hansen video. I'll see you all, if not tonight, tomorrow.
Hey, Smitty, it's your boy Scott Hansen from NFL Red Zone, and 17 weeks of commercial-free fantasy football start now.
Live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, which is what this show was. Also live when news breaks, so if Aiyuk gets traded or signs tonight or something like that, I will be back. Appreciate you. Thank you, Mod Squad. Thank you, Travis. Thank you, Space Ricky. Thank you, Sick Nasty. Thank you, Blackbeard. Thank you, all my mods. I'll see you all later. Thank you to all my super chatters. You guys are absolutely amazing. And thank you to everybody. I work for you. We've still got 443 people in the building, 422 thumbs up. And if I miss a super chat or something on the way out, just post, Smitty, you missed my question, and I'll get to you. Sometimes you guys drop one when I'm leaving. I'll see you all later. Appreciate you.